5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right, Behind the Bench. You heard it. Brought to you by Helena Agri here on 1430 ESPN. Big thank you to whoever's listening out there. Appreciate you, as always, for tuning in on our show here today on 1430. That's right. 3 hours of Behind the Bench today. 3 hours of our show getting rolling here. Going to take you up till 6 o'clock p.m. tonight as you get you set for whatever is happening in the world of sports. That's right. We already had our Giants baseball game today, so we have a lot to react to from that. But we are here live, like I said, on the 1430 app, 1430ESPNFresno.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all that great stuff. It's 3:03 on the dot here on 1430 ESPN. Big thanks to Tony D for tossing it to us in the previous hour. Tony's show, which is the Sportsline Bulldog Hour with Tony D from 2 to 3 p.m. on the weekdays, as you always can hear him. All the great insight on Fresno State and everything that's going on with the Bulldogs. You can listen to his show, like I said, from 2 to 3 p.m. live or on demand in the 1430 ESPN app or 1430ESPNFresno.com website. So that's the way you reach him. That's the way you listen to him. The way to reach our show, like I said, we go from 3 to 6 p.m. Normally, if you're tuning in for the first time. Lee's Air Hotline is the way you reach our show. That's right, 559-320-1430, the way to reach our show. Once again, 559-320-1430, the way to reach our show. The Lee's Air Weather Check sits at, wow, cannot believe this is the temperature today, 87 else, but unseasonably cool temperatures for us here in the Central Valley as we are approaching our final week of July. It's crazy to think. We are almost to August, folks, just a little over a week from that. We are a month out from college football starting, including your Fresno State Bulldogs taking on Kansas. The calendar is moving, and it's moving fast, folks, and we are here to get you set for everything that is coming up. Of course, we also have our sponsors of the show, not just on the Lee's Air Hotline, but we also have our 3 p.m. sponsor, 3 o'clock hour sponsor, brought to you by Clovis Truck Center, formerly known as Linux of Clovis. They're the first, the biggest, and still the best in the Central Valley. That's right, Clovis Truck Center, bigger than the bedliner. You can reach Clovis Truck Center over at Old Town Clovis. They're just south of the Old Town Clovis Rodeo Ground, so that's the way you go visit them over there. Of course, they're running a special right now. Say my name, $50 off your visit at Clovis Truck Center. Phil Benotti sent you. Tell them Phil Benotti sent you, and you'll get $50 off your visit at Clovis Truck Center for all your truck, SUV, car needs that are going on here in Central. What we got going on for you today. Of course, we've got all of that set up. What is the show going to look like today? We've got a lot to catch up to. It's been a full 3 hours today, so we're getting you all set up for training camp football. We got a couple of Fresno State opponent previews to get to today. We've been doing that on Wednesdays, including we're going to have, my understanding, we're going to have a conversation with one of the insiders of the opponents that Fresno State is going to be playing this year. Chris Murray from Nevada Sportsnet is going to be talking some Nevada football with us. We're going to get ready for Fresno State versus Nevada. That is the first Mountain West game. Fresno State this year, so we will discuss them. We'll also break down Hawaii, what Hawaii is supposed to expect for this season coming up. So that is going to be part of the discussion today. We'll litter that throughout the show and get you talking about that. We're going to talk about some 49ers stuff with their training camp. We're going to talk some Rams as well. We'll do some 5 of 5. Fresno State football starts camp tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow. Fresno State football will be in practice, and we will be in our full lead-up mode into the start of the season. Can't believe we are almost there. We'll have a new 5 at 5 around Fresno State football coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. And plus, we got to play some catch up on my 50 state in 50 days trivia. We're going to have a double dosage of that today. So get ready for that. And we'll have 2 new contestants who I'll introduce momentarily who are going to be involved in that coming up later in the show. So later throughout today, the 50 states in 50 days trivia. So a lot to get to, a lot to discuss on our show today. Of course, you listened earlier this morning. You got the coffee brewing. You had you got your bagel or your donut or whatever you got for breakfast. Cooked up some breakfast and watched some Giants baseball. I listened to some Giants baseball today. And I'll say this. Since my rant yesterday, the Giants decided to outscore the Braves 18-3 in 2 games and look like a competent team again. Is it a sign of things to come, or is it that the Atlanta Braves are just a bad baseball team? We'll discuss this momentarily. But we are joined behind the glass. First, our producer who's sitting in for today for the full 3 hours. Always improving on his voice this week. It's sounding a little more normal. I don't think we're quite there yet, but Jorge is there. Jorge, how are we feeling on this Wednesday afternoon?
We're feeling good. I think the voice is slowly but surely coming back.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's not like it was Monday.
Yeah.
That was kind of horrible.
Yeah, no, I don't even think your own mother would have wanted to hear what you were saying there. So, but we're going to try to lubricate the voice today and see if we can get a full helping of that. Also making their behind the bench debut. Hopefully it won't be his last. We got Adam, who's running the stream today for us, who's stepping in place for our usual suspects. So, Adam, how are we doing on the show today?
Yeah, hopefully it's not going to be my last one, but I'm doing great. How are you doing, Phil?
Fantastic. We are living life here on this July 23rd afternoon, getting everybody set for the sports week that is approaching. Of course, football is back. I think we're excited for that, which will be back tomorrow for Fresno State. We'll get our first look at some practice stuff from them, hear from Fresno State football players and coaches as well. Also, NFL teams, everybody is now back and practicing for NFL training camp side of things. So we are officially fully fledged into the season of football here, and I'm excited about that. So that's how I'm feeling. And also, let's lead off here with baseball, though I want to start with the show here because, lo and behold, I get angry about the Giants yesterday, talking about the lack of focus of Monday's game. I really dug into them. I think I dug into them as deep as I could yesterday before their game against Atlanta as far as how poorly they had played all these last few months. And including the most recent game on Monday that we were on beforehand. And so it was a rough effort. The Giants falling in, I think it was 9-5 fashion. They're just not quality baseball whatsoever. And the moment after that, as soon as they start first pitch yesterday, the Giants go out, put a 9-0 drubbing on the Braves, and then they go follow it up with 9-3 today. I don't know. I think the pitching changed a little bit, obviously. Landon Roop, who his start was so fascinating yesterday because there was a moment where he struck out a guy, but it was a drop third strike that allowed the base runner to reach. And so it was like, and Patrick Bailey couldn't find the ball whatsoever to help. And I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again. And then there was just like another looping bloop hit that was 2 runners on, nobody out. And I thought, here we go again with this Giants team. But Landon Roop, I think, did he strike out 4 in the first inning? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he struck out 4.
He struck out 4 players.
So it's weird.
4 batters. You don't rarely see that. And he set the tone. Landon Roop pitched phenomenally, and the Giants absolutely needed a performance like that from him in that game yesterday. The offensive performance, the offensive output as well for the Giants. Home runs. Casey Schmidt, I know, had a home run in this one. I don't know. Did anybody else have a home run? I'm not sure. I think it was just more moving the.
I think Devers had one.
Yeah, maybe Devers had one yesterday. I know he had 2 today, and we'll talk about his first one, which was just ridiculous. But the offense showed up, gave a lot of support. They were patient with the pitcher. I think it was Davis Daniels yesterday for the Braves. Pretty much a good right the ship kind of game for the Giants, but you need to back it up with another one this morning like they needed to. And surely enough, in the fifth, it was nothing for a while. We were a little worried that Verlander was going to be another tough luck, no decision kind of guy. And the flip of the bat with Rafael Devers this morning, one-handed home run jack out into right field, which I don't think I've seen a home run hit any lower than that. It was a diving slider from Spencer Strider, who I thought couldn't have pitched a better pitch on the 3-2 count to get Devers to chase. And Devers chased, but got the barrel on it anyway, and cricket swinged it out of the ballpark. So kind of a ridiculous home run there to start the things going. Chapman followed up with a 2-run homer at a couple batters later, and then the Giants were off and running. Fascinating game this morning.
Yeah, you were all ready to throw them out.
I'm still ready.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. See, and the thing is that once they get going, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, once they get going, but they have to get going, and if they don't, it looks really bad sometimes.
It's rough.
So I think they said on the broadcast that was the second lowest home run ever hit.
Like in terms of low position in the in the batter's box or whatever it was, in terms of the strike zone. Pete Crow Armstrong only went down further to grab that home run. It hit it out. But I think the headline here today, and I don't want to bury the lead, Justin Verlander finally has his first win as a Giant. He is 1-8 on the year, and I feel like it's an applauded effort. Verlander, tough luck guy this year. I think he hasn't been Verlander-esque, but it is finally nice to get the monkey off the back because that now no one can talk about it anymore for Justin Verlander. Maybe he can finally go pitch and be super effective these next couple months. But today felt like a turning point for Justin Verlander today.
Yeah, it definitely felt good. It felt good because he's a guy that has been in this MLB so long that you want him to succeed. You kind of. He already got his accolades. He already has a Hall of Fame career, but you want him to close out his career in a good way.
Yeah, career win 263. I know he wants to get the 300. That would probably involve 3 or 4 more seasons, and that would get him to like age 46 season. So I don't know how effective Verlander can get to that point, but he wants to get to 300. So we'll see where it is.
He might get to 275.
He might. I don't know if he'll get to. I don't know if he'll get to 270 with the Giants. He's at 263 now. There's like 2 more months. That's like 10, 15 more starts. Say a win percentage of. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? He could go on a run here. What's the bigger story for you today, though? Verlander getting his first win as a Giants, or Rafael Devers' multi-home run game for the Giants today in his appearance? What's the bigger story for you today?
I think the biggest story is probably the way that they rallied to, even though they had to score at a certain point, once they got going, rally behind Devers, start of scoring and go ahead and get it, that they were able to come up with big bats at big times, and they weren't afraid. I think all of them at least hit at least once in the game.
Yeah.
So that was good. That was good.
Well, Devers was the main contributor of the game today. He solely, outside of Chapman's 2-run homer, he got everybody to 6-0. That basically was all of Rafael Devers. He had the 3-run homer that was also phenomenal. Is this a sign of things to come? Did it take him being in the field yesterday to really engage at the plate? I find it curious that is kind of the case now for Rafael Devers, that he got more engaged offensively since he had to play first base yesterday. I don't know if it's a total unlock kind of situation. Maybe baseball players are weird like that. But he was great yesterday, too, at the plate. Finally, he contributed a few RBIs in yesterday's game. I'm not ready to crown that Rafael Devers is fully back yet as a contributor. I need to see more. 2 home runs today, though. And I think he had something like 7 RBIs in the last 2 games. It's a good start. But can he hit at Oracle? I don't think we've seen him quite do that yet. And I need him to spray some balls around at Oracle, which will be important in the 6-game series against the Mets, Pirates,
And to my understanding, it's going to be very, I wouldn't say it's the crazy murderer's row of pitching that we're going to be facing here for the Giants moving forward with the Mets and the Pirates. No Paul Skeens in this series against the Giants, so apologies if you're trying to go to a Giants game on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't believe Skeens is lined up to appear in this inning. So, but anyways, it's going to be fascinating to watch. It's going to be fascinating to watch for sure how this team is going to be moving forward with this and everything like that. But fantastic effort the last 2 days. The Giants get the off day to go into the off day and into their homestand moving forward. So look forward to what that'll look like for the Giants. Like I said,
Before summer started, we catch problems before they catch you. Don't sweat the heat. Beat it. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Fast, friendly, guaranteed. Call now or schedule at leesair.com.
Prices on steel and materials are up everywhere, but you can still get unbeatable value for your residential, commercial, industrial, or ag projects at Pacific Steel Supply in Fresno. They'll match or beat any competitor's price by at least 10% on top quality steel, metal roofing, and components. Ready when you are. Massive inventory? Yes. Same day delivery? Yes. 24/7 service? Yes. Get your free quote today. Call or swing by Pacific Steel Supply, Ashland and Parkway in Fresno off Highway 99, or visit pacificsteelsupply.com.
At Citizens Business Bank, we've been taking a personal approach to banking for over 40 years and are consistently recognized as one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
Take me out to the ball game.
Baseball is back, and it doesn't get any better than the Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill, indoors or on the patio. Root for your team while enjoying their famous burgers, dogs, and fries. And did you know they have the coldest beer in town? No, seriously. With 16 draft beers on tap, served in an ice-cold pint, it'll sure get you cool for the summer. The Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill. Food, sports, fun. On Copper Avenue at the entrance to the beautiful Copper River Ranch.
hey guys, Phil Benotti here from Behind the Bench to tell you about my friends at Clovis Truck Center. That's right, you've heard me talk about getting ready for the summer. Well, now it's here. And if you still haven't gotten those things you need, quit slacking off. That's right, I'm talking to you. Get your vehicle ready for some summer fun, especially around the 4th of July weekend. Clovis Truck Center offers roof racking not just for trucks, but for SUVs and cars as well. So you can bring all that gear you need for that weekend getaway. They can also get you ready for towing as well, whether it's for that RV or boat that you plan to take up to the lake on a hot summer weekend. And if you're in a pinch, Clovis Truck Center can have you in and out as quickly as the same day with all they provide. They have all the things you need in stock, so it's right there in the shop. No waiting on a part to be shipped in and out the same day. Be sure to stop by Clovis Truck Center today, just located south of the Clovis Rodeo Grounds in Old Town Clovis. Remember, they're the first, the biggest, and still the best in the Central Valley.
Fresno,
Get ready to dance. Shakira is bringing her Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran World Tour to Valley Children's Stadium this fall. Experience the global icon live. It all goes down Thursday, August 7th. This will be one unforgettable night. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Don't wait. Shakira Live in Fresno will sell out fast.
Fresno State football. Fresno State literally kicking off a month from today against Kansas, but we've been talking about the non-conference opponents for this season. We are now diving into the conference portion of this season, and we are pleased to be joined by a guest who is an insight on one of the Fresno State opponents. The first, I believe, the Fresno State is going to face in the conference this season, and that is Chris Murray, who is part of Nevada Sportsnet, who joins us now on the Lee's Air Hotline, who covers Nevada football out of Reno. Chris, good to have you on the show. Thanks for making your Behind the Bench debut. Appreciate you joining us on this Wednesday.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I got to ask, what comes to mind? We're taking stock, obviously, into this year, Fresno State. Last season in the Mountain West, but there's so much history behind Nevada and Fresno State going back to the WAC days. What comes to your mind when you think of the Nevada versus Fresno State rivalry?
I mean, I guess I go back to the Colin Kaepernick era for Nevada. That's probably the Wolfpack's greatest era in its FBS tenure since 1992. And so many of Nevada's great players during that tenure came from the San Joaquin Valley in or around Fresno. Obviously, Colin Kaepernick came from out there, Virgil Green, and the list goes on and on and on. And I know they always kind of took it personally that Pat Hill and the Bulldogs didn't recruit them. And, they were able to win a couple of Mountain West titles, or WAC titles, I guess, at the expense of Fresno State in 2005 and 2010. So, that was an area Nevada really recruited heavily for a long time, maybe not so much over the last 10 years or so, but it's certainly a great rivalry in Nevada's history. We'll see if it continues after Fresno State goes to the Pac-12. We'll see if these schools play non-conference games, but it goes beyond football. I mean, obviously, baseball, there's been a couple of brawls between the two sides. You go to basketball. I remember the Rodney Terry game, as we kind of call it here, when Nevada beats Fresno State at home in overtime, and Rodney Terry said it didn't count because the Bulldogs were missing some key players due to injury. So, regionally they're close. Their sports have a lot of history against one another, and there's been some really memorable battles over the years.
Certainly, and they always seem to be close no matter what the statistics tell you. Fresno State, of course, had some promise last year and fought really hard against this Nevada team, and Nevada really gave them a good shot last year. It felt kind of like what Nevada had a lot of last year, which was a lot of close games just not going the Wolfpack's way. Were they better than their 3-10 record was indicated last year, or do you feel like there were some flaws in the close games for the Wolfpack last year?
I mean, they definitely were improved. Nevada's lost 10 games 3 straight years, but I wouldn't say all of those years are equal in terms of the quality of team that they put out on the field. I think you look at the 2 years prior to last year under Ken Wilson, those teams were truly awful. I think you look at last year's Wolfpack, and they were much improved. You look at the offense being about a touchdown better per game, the defense being about a touchdown better per game. They played a lot of close games. They were 2-6 in one-possession games. They should have beat SMU in the season opener, an SMU team that made the college football playoff. They probably should have beat Boise State at Boise State, a team that makes it to the college football playoff. So they were playing quality teams down to the wire for the most part. There were a couple games that unraveled on them. UNLV kind of stands out. But, Nevada was much more competent of a team last season. It wasn't quite as disciplined, and I think that's why they had some issues winning close games. There were a lot of silly penalties. They played past the edge, which is good when you want to be playing at 100%, but a lot of personal fouls and things that cost them games against SMU, against Georgia Southern, against San Jose State. Those are all games Nevada would have won if it was able to keep its composure in certain areas. So it wasn't the year that Jeff Cho wanted in his debut in 2024. I mean, he said it was going to be a launch, not a rebuild. It did end up being a rebuilding season, going 3-10 overall and 0-7 in the Mountain West, but it also was the second hardest schedule in the Wolfpack's history. So I think you look at the record and you say, okay, this team's no good, it was pretty good when it was on the field. It just couldn't close, and I think there were some lessons learned and how slim their margin was, and that they did things that put them on the wrong side of that margin too often last year, even though they were playing better football overall.
Yeah, of course. I do recall, and it was a late night for me. I was on the East Coast trying to watch the end of that Nevada Fresno State game last year. It was about 2 a.m. Where I was staying, where I was watching the end of that, but I ended up finishing it. But is there anything to take from that game last year that stands out? I feel like these two teams have kind of re-transformed themselves a little bit. Fresno State obviously transitioning to the Coach Entz era. Nevada, a lot of transfers coming in this year. So is there anything to take from last year's game and the way things went?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at, if you're Nevada, I mean, I think that kind of symbolized a lot of the season where they were in the game. And if they could just finish a drive in the fourth quarter on offense, maybe it's a win instead of a loss. So I think you just stack all those games up, and I think that's the tape you show these guys. Like, this is how close you were to turning the season around, to maybe being in a bowl, to being able to, maybe go 500 in conference if you clean up the mistakes. Now, Nevada doesn't return a ton of players from last year as well. They only have 4 returning starters, 3 on offense, 1 on defense. So it's a fairly new cast of guys. The Wolfpack's added about 50 players in the offseason. That's about half your roster, as Jeff Cho puts more of a stamp on this year's team. So I think the returning guys know how close the Wolfpack was in a lot of those games, including against Fresno State. And that should be what they're preaching to the new guys is, hey, if we want to be able to get to a bowl, beat UNLV, get the Fremont Cannon back, maybe win a couple of your other rivalry games against Boise State and Fresno State, it's there for us because we had the potential and we had the coaching to get it done. But you have to be 100% dedicated to every small detail of the game plan because Nevada's not talented enough to go and play a B game and beat some of the better teams in the Mountain West, which Fresno State is historically.
What is the tenor going into this season? We had Mountain West Media Days last week. What is the feeling around this team as obviously they go through the pomp and circumstance of Media Days and trying to sell what Nevada's building, like Coach Choate is trying to do? What is the feeling around this team and what it can be capable of from the people inside?
I think the bowl game is kind of the standard for what a successful season is going to be. I mean, that used to be routine for the Wolfpack. 13 of 17 seasons, Nevada was in a bowl prior to the last 3, where they've gone just 7-30 overall, 2-21 in the Mountain West. So this thing turned on the Wolfpack pretty hard after Jay Norvell left to go from Nevada to Colorado State, and they've not been able to turn it back around. So what is turning it back around? For me, it's getting to a bowl. It's being able to reclaim the Fremont Cannon, which is given to the winner of the Nevada UNLV game. And it's getting the community back engaged with the program. This has really become a men's basketball town over the last 20, 25 years. That's where the success has been. That's where the facilities have improved. That's where the NIL money is going. And that's where the attendance has been really, really strong. There's been some peaks when it comes to Nevada football. 2010, they finished 11th in the nation, but they don't invest in the program. And that's kind of a one-off when you look at the recent history of Wolfpack football. So I think turning that apathy into engagement will be really, really important this season. I think the only way you do that is by at least getting to a bowl. You've got to get the 6 wins. The schedule is a little bit easier. Yeah, there's not a ton of returning talent, but there is, I think, enough talent paired with the schedule to at least go 500 and show that you are building this thing back up to maybe where it can be at a championship level, especially post-2026, when the Mountain West is going to be a lot more navigatable with Boise State, Fresno State, some of these really strong football programs going to the Pac-12, and you don't have to deal with them anymore.
Well, let's ask about the personnel, right, coming into this group, what Nevada is going to look like as a team. You mentioned a lot of the turnover from the starter side of things. There is a notable name, I think maybe for us listeners here who are 49er fans on our station, there's a Purdy name out there at the quarterback position. Yeah. Is Chuba Purdy, right? Is that how I pronounce his first name?
Yeah, Chubba.
Chubba, that's right. Not Chuba.
Yeah, but he's been called Chubba for a long time. Yeah, that is Brock's younger brother.
Yeah.
He's actually not that much younger, like 2 years younger. And he's still in college, and it feels like Brock's been playing in the NFL for 5 or 6 years. I know that isn't the case, but Chubba Purdy, I mean, this is his chance, right? This is his 6th year in college, 2 at Florida State, 2 at Nebraska, now 2 with the Wolfpack. He started a couple of games at his previous stops. He started 1 game last year. Nevada thought it had Brendan Lewis returning as its starting quarterback. To me, Brendan was probably one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the Mountain West last year. He ended up entering the transfer portal and going to Memphis. Chuba had actually entered the transfer portal a few days before Brendan Lewis because everybody thought Brendan Lewis was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as Brendan went into the portal, Jeff Choate called Chuba, who was actually back in Arizona, said he was fishing out his snowboard out of his attic because he was going to go snowboarding, which he wasn't allowed to do when he was on a football team. He didn't know if he was even going to play this year. He just put his name in the portal. If something interesting popped up, he would go there, but he was also okay kind of retiring. Jeff Choate called him, said, put that snowboard away. We want you to come back to Reno. He gave it a night's thought. Ended up coming back to Nevada, and now he is the favorite to win the job. He was down there at Mountain West Media Days, so clearly you don't send a quarterback down there if you don't think he's going to start for you. He's an elite athlete. I mean, this guy can run the ball really well. He actually played a little wide receiver, a little running back last year just to get his athleticism on the field. The question is, A, can he stay healthy? Because he's not really been healthy the majority of his college career. Last year he had double groin surgery, had a shoulder ailment that kind of knocked him out of spring and fall camp, took him out of the running for the job. And 2, can he throw the ball well enough to function in offense? Nevada was better on offense last year because they were good on third down. They were good in the red zone. Nevada did lose its offensive coordinator, Matt Lubbock. He went to Kansas. He's Sonny Lubbock's son. So there's a change there. But I think the Wolfpack did a really good job of getting the most out of its offensive talent last year. And with Chuba Purdy, they do have some talent. It's just he's not proven. So we'll see what he can do in his final year of college.
Yeah, certainly. I'm trying to remember. There was a wide receiver that was playing very well in that Fresno State game last year too. There's always seems to be a guy that always kind of kills Fresno State in the Nevada. I always think of the Romeo Dobbs kind of players that show up in these games. Yeah. Typical. Do they have a big imposing wide receiver this year? You feel like there's a guy physically that can do that to Fresno State this year in this game?
Well, they did lose their top 2 wide receivers. So Jaden Smith, he ended up graduating, and then Cortez Braham actually just got a court ruling on Friday, a federal court ruling that he can get a 7th year of college eligibility. Apparently you can play forever now. That's not going to be at Nevada, though. He's going to go somewhere else. So it is fairly unproven. I mean, Nevada does return Marcus Bell, and he's a slot wide receiver, so he's not going to, kill you down the field physically. He's 5'7", 5'8". He was on the preseason all-conference team as a punt returner as well. He's kind of the one known guy. Nate Burleson II, so he's the son of Nate Burleson, the former Nevada player who played with the Vikings and the Lions and the Seahawks and ended up, becoming this great media star. He's on the Sunday morning football show over on CBS. His son, Nate Burleson II, caught his first career touchdown against Fresno.
That's
State.
right.
It was a 40-yard go route. His mom actually had been inducted into the Hall of Fame the day before. She was a track star with the Wolfpack, so that was a cool moment for the family. He has a chance to emerge as kind of a top-flight wide receiver. They have a kid named Marshawn Brown. He's from a local high school here in Reno. Kind of looks like DK Metcalf, honestly, 6'3", really strong, really fast. The hands are maybe the question mark. He's got a chance to emerge as well. I think those are top 2 youngsters, both entering their 3rd year, who could maybe take that next step. Physically, they do fit the mold. Nate, the second, pretty thin. He's 6'2", 260 pounds, so he's more of a down-the-field kind of guy. But, they lose their top 3 rushers, their quarterback, their top 3 pass catchers, 6 of their 7 top tacklers, all 11 of their interceptions from last year. So while year 2, you might think, okay, more cohesion. Well, the coaches are all kind of the same, although some are in new positions. But a lot of the roster was turned over, even though it was the second year. I think what Coach Choate is looking for is I want disciplined, blue-collar guys. Those are the guys who are going to work in Nevada. 2 years ago, he brought in a lot of Power 4 transfers. He brought in a lot of former 4-star recruits. They didn't necessarily work with the Wolfpack. Nevada doesn't have an indoor facility. It's going to break ground on one this summer. Nevada doesn't have the nicest locker room. Nevada doesn't have a huge NIL budget. I think Jeff Choate learned, and he said his biggest learning lesson last year was the kind of player who works at Nevada. And that's kind of more of a grinder, blue-collar, under-the-radar kind of guy, and that's who they've kind of targeted in this year's recruiting class.
It's going to be fascinating to see what kind of team Nevada can be in the Mountain West this year and what it'll look like, especially matching up against Fresno State. Obviously, I'm looking at the schedule. Not a bigger opponent than Penn State to start this year for you guys. It's pretty insane out there. Of course, Sac State, a very familiar opponent for Fresno State to play. But you guys are getting us first in the Mountain West. I did misspeak earlier. We have Hawaii a couple weeks before the Nevada game, but Nevada and both Fresno State and Nevada coming off the bye to start that game. Fresno State seems to be adopting a more physical attitude to this game of football. They might be more of the ground and pound kind of style as opposed to the air it out it's been the last 10 years. Do you feel like a ground and pound kind of quicker game per se, possession football? Do you feel like that's going to be kind of the game we may see come October 4th?
Yeah, I mean, that's what Nevada wants to do, too. I mean, I think Nevada wants to be like a souped-up version of Wyoming under Craig Bull. And maybe you find a Josh Allen here or there and you can have a special season. Maybe you go back to those old Rocky Long San Diego State teams. I think that's what Jeff Choate was at Montana State. When he got to Montana State, that program was not very strong. By the time he left, they were in the FCS semifinals 4 years later. So he's kind of proven that he can do it as a head coach. He comes from the Boise State roots, which was all about being able to run the ball as well. That was kind of before Kellen Moore became the big star. So he certainly wants to run the ball 60% of the time. He wants to use his quarterback's legs. He wants to play physical defense. And I think the biggest thing with the defense last year is Nevada did not have a lot of sacks, did not have a lot of takeaways. It was solid, but it didn't make the splash plays that turned games. So, yeah, I think these two programs kind of are coming from the same cloth, from FCS head coaches who have had success, who want to be able to, kind of beat you up. And that's what Nevada is going to try and do against Boise State and Fresno State and all these old rivals. And, we'll see if it works. But I do think you're going to see kind of that traditional, when Chris Alt versus Pat Hill, like both those guys wanted to run the ball really well too. I think that's the DNA that both these schools are kind of trying to go toward in 2025.
It'll be a fascinating game coming up on October 4th for sure at Bulldog Stadium. And, Chris, well, hopefully we see you there at Bulldog Stadium come October 4th. So I appreciate you coming on. Where can people follow you and what you write for Nevada?
Yeah, I mean, NevadaSportsNet.com is our website, so that's probably the best place. We do a lot of Wolfpack stuff, obviously, but a lot of Mountain West regional stuff, Pac-12 stuff, so we kind of weigh in on everything that's been happening and conference realignment as well. And as long as the Doghouse Grill is in Fresno, I'm a big fan of going down there. That is one of the best places to eat in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to that trip.
Absolutely. Chris, appreciate you as always coming on, and invite's always open, maybe closer to the game as well. So appreciate you coming on this Wednesday, and have a good rest of your Wednesday afternoon.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Chris Murray of Nevada Sportsnet here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, Valley's local sports leader. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the hour here next on 1430 ESPN.
Marcus McMarion.
Hey, it's Marcus McMarion. At Ed Dina's Auto Center, they'll make car shopping as smooth as a game-winning play. Whether it's a truck, SUV, or the car of your dreams, their incredible team is here to guide you every step of the way. Ed Dina's Auto Center in Dinuba and now in Visalia off Mooney Boulevard. Online at eddinasautocenter.com.
Life gets messy, but your space doesn't have to. We are Rise and Shine Janitorial and Commercial Cleaning Services, where we clean because your time is important. From offices to schools to medical facilities, Rise and Shine handles it all with our trained staff and high-performance standards. Big jobs or small, Rise and Shine will never lock you into a contract. So let us take the stress off your plate. Contact Rise and Shine Janitorial and Commercial Cleaning Services. Call 559-649-5391 or visit riseshine559.com.
Hey, Dad, have you thought about what we talked about?
You mean Thiessen-Duker modern wealth management? Modern sounds complicated.
Look, you've got money, but it's all over the place. That's complicated, and your money could be working smarter for you. Thiessen-Duker uses advanced software designed to analyze how your different assets can work together toward your goals. You'd be surprised what a few simple adjustments can make. A lot of other advisors don't even use this technology.
And it wasn't complicated?
With easy online ordering
made it simple. And now my accounts.
No. With easy, okay, ready?
Because it was recording now. I was like, what is happening here? Okay.
Okay.
One more time, sorry.
With easy online ordering. Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
With easy online ordering and curbside pickup right from the app. One more time. With easy online ordering and curbside.
Oh, hold on.
Shut up!
I know you guys were recording. You're good.
With easy online ordering and curbside. with easy online ordering and curbside pickup right from the app. Okay.
Thank you.
He kept talking. He kept talking. I was like, just shut up. We'll be done in 1 minute. Danielle,
North of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
All viruses mutate over time, including the virus that causes COVID-19, making it important to understand each variant's effects. Manoj Gandhi, Senior Medical Director of Genetic Test Solutions at Thermo Fisher.
While most mutations have no impact, some affect transmission, infection rates, and more. In the case of COVID-19, we are seeing spikes in the number of cases with varying levels of impact, ranging from mild cold symptoms to even hospitalizations and death, as well as the potential to impact vaccine efficacy.
SARS-CoV-2 uses the spike protein to attach to host cells. This protein is used for development of vaccines, diagnostics, and medications. Changes here can impact the efficacy of these countermeasures. Dr. Gandhi stresses the importance of continued testing.
Even as COVID-19 restrictions are eased, efficient testing supported through the use of reliable technologies are imperative to watch for surges and to properly adapt our public health strategies to mitigate risk for the population.
To learn more, visit thermofisher.com/coronavirus poster.
To Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN, Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Thank you to Chris Murray for joining us in the last segment from Nevada Sports Net, talking about Nevada football, getting you in the good mindset of who Fresno State will be facing this season. So appreciate him for stopping by, and maybe we'll chat later on in the season. Okay, folks, it's been 8 days since we've done a 50 states and 50 days trivia. So the next 3 days, we're going to be doing a lot of that. And so we get new contestants today to go over this stuff. And today we have Jorge and Adam, who are going to be trying to guess these athletes. And so we're going to go to the state of California. Guys, are you excited to perform better than Julia and Tanvir have? Jorge, you've been probably dying to be a part of this game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So
I'm excited. If I can't get California, I think I won't be able to get anything else. So I have to lock in right here.
So this is according to ESPN. We got a top 5 athletes born in California here. A top 5. I may not agree with the ranking here, but this is what they say, and so we could discuss later. So I'm going to give you a blind resume. You're going to guess who that athlete is. I will start with number 5, and let me get the sound effects ready here. You just guess, and if you figure it out. All right, are we ready?
Let's go.
Your first athlete, number 5 athlete, born in the state of California, a 14-time MLB All-Star, an 8-time Gold Glover, 12-time Silver Slugger, and a 2-time batting title in 22 seasons of baseball. Born.
Wow, I can't believe I just... Baseball player.
Baseball player to lead it off here.
And he played here in California, right?
He was born in California.
But he did not play in California?
I can't say yes or no. I can give you another guess, though. I can give you another hint.
All right, one more.
Finished with 1,996 RBIs, is a top 5 all-time home run hitter, and amassed 2,935 hits over his career. He has the 4th most career RBIs all time, only trailing Hank Aaron, Albert Pujols, and Alex Rodriguez.
You want to try it?
First, I just want to know, what was their score before we start? Tanviers and.
I don't have a.
That's not a thing.
We don't keep score.
Yeah, no. The Yankees score.
I just
All
make,
right. Go for it.
I just make him feel bad.
It's Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge is incorrect. I am so sorry. This might give it away. This athlete was indicted on perjury and obstruction of justice charges in 2007. The indictment alleges that they lied while under oath with their alleged use of steroids.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
I had him or I was like.
I feel like if I said 7-time MLB MVP, I feel like that would have
you
automatically.
said that too fast, and I didn't register in my head.
So Barry Bonds, there you go. Even after your second guess, here we go. Our number 4 athlete is a 2-time World Cup champion, 2012 Olympic gold medalist, 2020 Olympic bronze medalist, a 2019 Silver Boot winner, a 2013 NWSL.
Is that Alex Morgan?
It is Alex Morgan. Jorge getting 2 for 2. All right. Our number 3 athlete from the state of California, according to ESPN, is a 3-time WNBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP, 2009 regular season MVP, a 5-time scoring champion, 14-time All-Star, most all-time in WNBA history.
Asia Wilson, right?
Who?
Asia Wilson?
Asia Wilson is incorrect.
Oh, we pre-fired
incorrect.
It's how many times champion?
3-time NBA champ, 2-time Finals MVP.
NBA?
Excuse me, WNBA champion.
WNBA. Okay.
This might give it away. Well, are you ready? You got a guess?
Was she a spark?
Was she a spark? No.
Is she known for being in memes recently? Like, is she trending?
I would have no clue how to answer that question, sir. A 6-time Olympic gold medalist.
6-time.
6-time.
It has to be one of the big names.
The most in men's or women's Olympic basketball history.
This is Sue Bird.
Sue Bird is incorrect. It's a big one. This is a big one. It's a big athlete.
Do we get another guess?
Well, I have to give it here. One more guess here. Let me do this. She is the WNBA all-time leader in points, field goals, and 3-point field goals made. Also the league leader in all 3 of those categories in the postseason in the WNBA.
I know who it is. I just can't remember her name.
Is it Kelsey Plum?
Kelsey Plum is incorrect.
No, it's not.
You're thinking too young here. You're thinking too young. I might have to pull the plug on this one.
Does her name start with an L?
No, her name does not start with an L. The athlete you were looking for, number 3 athlete from the state of California, is Diana Taurasi. Diana Taurasi is the name, and that's a tough one, folks. That's probably the greatest WNBA basketball player of all time.
I totally did not.
Rough.
Then I knew her name. I knew who it was.
Woof.
Because when you said 6-time Olympic champion, I was like, it's only one. And I was like, it's that girl. It's that girl that
You've seen her. You were seeing her face.
Yeah, but I could not remember her name.
Yeah. All right. If you don't get these next 2, I frankly don't think you should be on the show for the rest of the day. Number 2 athlete from the state of California. 15-time major winner. Second all-time in history of golf. Don't overthink
I'll sacrifice my pick first.
Don't overthink
Tiger
it.
Woods.
Tiger Woods is correct.
All right.
Okay.
That's the only
Don't
name
overthink
I
it.
knew in golf
Just
in
do
my
not
life,
overthink it. That's exactly. He was an 11-time PGA Player of the Year, which is also a record. The only player to have won all 4 major championships in a row. He did it in the 2001 season, known as the Tiger Slam. So there you go. And he won his 2019 Masters, which was great as well. Here is your number 1 athlete for the state of California. You better get this one. 3-time NFL MVP, 15-time Pro Bowler, and a 7-time Super Bowl champ.
Oh, 7-time Super Bowl champ. Is he? Was he married to a Brazilian hot supermodel?
I think you know where you're going. If you want to guess it,
is he the one that broke the Lombardi Trophy along with?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is he the part owner of the Raiders?
He could be. He could be.
You know who it is?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady is the name you are looking for. Yes, Tom Brady, the number one athlete from the state of California.
Right.
Finished his career with the most passing yards, most passing TDs, completions, fourth quarter comebacks, game-winning drives, regular season wins in NFL history. Pretty sweet. Pretty good player. Now, do you agree with that list? I'm curious if you agree with this list. Barry Bonds, Alex Morgan, Diana Taurasi, Tiger Woods, Tom Brady. Is that the right top 5 for the state of California?
It feels like it is because they have won a lot. They won a lot of things
in
their careers, and they won their the epitome of their sport. Like Alex Morgan won the World Cup. You can't win anything bigger than that.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods got,
second best all time in the golf history of everything. Yeah.
Barry Bonds, whatever you think of him, one of the greatest players of baseball.
Yep. Tom Brady, the greatest football player of all time.
I think so. Yeah.
Taurasi, the greatest WNBA player of all time.
Yes.
Here's some notable athletes that were just missed out of the top 5. Here you go. Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, Randy Johnson, Mark McGuire, Fresno's own Tom Seaver, Tony Gwynn, Fresno State's own Aaron Judge, Freddie Freeman, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller, Bill Walton, Jason Kidd, Ray Allen, Gary Payton, Paul Pierce, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Johnson of the NASCAR variety, Jeff Gordon, Phil Mickelson, Megan Rapinoe, Brandy Chastain, Trinity Rodman, Lisa Leslie, Billie Jean King. Wow. State of California. California knows what they're doing with the sports there. That's quite a list of the state of Californians there. Is California the greatest athlete producer state in the country?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so, yeah. If you see any team has a California player, like in football or baseball, they're always California players. And it's a melting pot of players,
The only sport I would the only state I would sit there and think maybe it can contend is Florida. Like Florida feels like the only other place.
I would say Texas.
Or Texas. Yeah.
Not to bring in another sport to this, but even like with wrestling too, whenever you hear that like people have just a California wrestling background or just a United States wrestling background, like they're skilled. So I just think like having wrestling into the mix too, like we're elite in a lot of other aspects.
Yeah.
Well-rounded
for sure. Boxers, some great boxers that come from California, right? I'm sure from our area, LA area as well.
Mainly LA area.
Yeah.
I mean, Jose Ramirez was a world champion, so
yeah.
That's something to tell.
Well, there you go. That is the 50 States in 50 Days trivia. It's not the only one we're going to be doing today, though. In the next hour, we're going to do Utah and Indiana. So if you guys ready for that, this gets a little tougher. This gets a little tougher. I'll say this.
We'll see.
We'll see what goes down. All right. What are we going to talk about in the next hour, though? Training camp is back, guys. Training camp is underway. Everybody is practicing and getting ready for the NFL season. I feel it in my bones. We are ready to roll. NFL season starts September 4th, and folks, that is closer than you think. And so we are going to talk about some of the training camp buzz we are hearing from the boots on the ground, of course. Some of the reports we're hearing. What are these teams going to look like? We will talk about some of that coming up next, including talk more about Fresno State as well and what we can anticipate with their team coming up. And so we cannot wait to continue the show here. We are an hour in. We have 2 more hours to go. And you want to be happy listening over here as well. By the way, streaming live on YouTube. Be sure to tune in over there. Like and subscribe, all that great stuff. So we are just an hour in. We have 2 more hours to go. Stay with us. More Behind the Bench coming up next is on 1430 ESPN, Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
The Fashion Furniture experience includes all of the latest innovations in youth furniture, from bunk beds to homework desks, storage to study. It's the most imaginative use of space you've ever seen. If you're looking for youth furniture options, check out the Kids World collection at Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California. On El Paso across from River Park.
From breezy linen to performance polos, the Patrick James Summer Collection defines cool, effortless style. It's where classic West Coast spirit meets modern refinement. Discover timeless looks from brands like Faraday, Johnny O, Martin Dingman, alongside staples from Tommy Bahama, Robert Graham, and our signature Patrick James line. Made for the man who values quality, confidence, and the art of dressing well. Patrick James, California's sophistication. On Shaw, inside Fresno's Fig Garden Village.
Hey, football fans, you know what makes a team great on the gridiron? It's when all the players do their part to make everything work. That's what Superior Pipe can do for your food processing plant, chemical plant, boiler service, or tank truck. Thanks to their reliable and durable pipes, valves, and fittings, you can be sure that everything that makes your team perform is running strong. And with their same-day service and competitive pricing, they'll help make sure all your players are doing their part. Call now at 266-PIPE or visit online at SuperiorPipeUSA.com today. Go Dogs!
This summer, KFC and F1 the Movie are putting the pedal to the metal. Your favorite fill-ups are back, only $7. Choose from crispy chicken, tasty tenders, or our classic famous bowl, each with a drink, sides, and even sweet pie poppers. Need more fuel? Every Tuesday, grab 8 pieces of KFC's dark meat fried chicken or original recipe tenders for just $10. And don't forget to cool off with our new Peaches and Cream Sweet Lightning Soda. Limited time only, price and participation may vary. KFC, your summer pit stop for flavor.
No matter the time, morning, noon, or night, Black Bear Diner in Fresno has you covered. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served all day just the way you like it. At Black Bear Diner in Fresno, you can count on them serving up hearty portions that satisfy even the hungriest appetites. Plus, the little Cubs can enjoy their brand new Cubs Corner too. So gather your family and friends, bring your appetite, and make it a meal to remember at Black Bear Diner in Fresno, corner of Shaw and Marty.
Black Bear Diner. Whoever it was that said rainy days are followed by rainbows and pots of gold definitely wasn't in the raisin business. Rain in the wrong place at the wrong time can be a disaster, a crop disaster, and a financial disaster. In short, it can mean there's no payday for all of your labor. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be that way. The solution? Crop insurance for raisins. Bowman & Associates, your local crop insurance specialist, has been writing raisin crop insurance for over 40 years. Bowman & Associates is one of the largest crop insurance agencies in the state and the nation. Call Roger, Kent, or Quinn Bowman today and let them design a policy customized to suit your individual growing needs. Time is running out to purchase raisin insurance. With the unstable weather patterns and the current low premium rates, now is the time to call Bowman & Associates at 499-2020. That's 499-2020.
Bowman & Associates, the crop insurance specialist.
License number OF64178.
Welcome to Banyan Tree, Fresno's favorite dispensary. Voted 2025's Best of Central California's People's Choice Award. Need some healing and relaxation? From flower to edibles, concentrate to vapes, we've got top shelf products at down-to-earth prices. Whether you're a seasoned smoker or just kinda curious, our knowledgeable staff will help you find your perfect match. So climb the Banyan Tree and see how high you can get today. Order ahead at BanyanTreeFresno.com for quick and easy pickup. Banyan Tree, rooted in quality, grown in Fresno.
You're listening to the home of the San Francisco Giants, KFIG Fresno, 1430 ESPN.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Training camps getting going across the NFL. Cardinals first-rounder Walter Nolan III will miss time with a calf injury that he suffered during the offseason. Head coach Jonathan Gannon said there's no timeline for his return, though didn't rule out Nolan missing games during the regular season, was added to the active PUP list. Nolan, the 16th overall pick in last April's draft out of Mississippi State. Meanwhile, not much of a QB battle at Giants camp. Head coach Brian Daboll saying that Russell Wilson is the clear-cut starter during camp. Wilson ahead of veterans Jameis Winston and Tommy DeVito, along with first-rounder Jackson Dart, made 11 starts for the Steelers last season, throwing for 2,482 yards with 16 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions. In baseball, Dodgers have lost 10 of 13, trying to take the rubber game with the Twins, trailed in the 9th until Freddie Freeman delivered walk-off 2-run single to win it 4-3. Tyler Glasnow was great. 7 innings, 1 earned, 12 Ks for L.A. 6 innings, 1 earned for Chris Paddock with 8 strikeouts. His only blemish, a Shohei Ohtani home run. He went deep for his 5th consecutive game to tie a Dodgers record, joining Max Muncy, Jock Peterson, Adrian Gonzalez, Matt Kemp, Sean Green, and Roy Campanella on that list. He's the first player to homer in 5 straight since Aaron Judge did it last year. Ohtani leading the NL with 37 homers this season. Meanwhile, the Giants take their rubber game at the Braves 9-3. Justin Verlander finally picking up his first win of the season.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Thursday with training camp underway. I'll tell you my boldest predictions heading into the season. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still, the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right. Behind the Bench here on 1430 ESPN Fresno. Hour number 2. It is 4:02, almost 4:03 on the dot here on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. Big thank you to listening wherever you're listening. 4:03 on the dot. There you go. Right here live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and the 1430 app, 1430ESPNFresno.com, 1430 AM, the way you can listen to us here on our sports talk station, here, the Central Valley's sports leader. 1 hour in, 2 hours to go here on the show, taking up till 6 o'clock today for the rest of your ESPN evening programming. That's all we got for you. Giants baseball already playing today. Giants get the win 9-3 this morning over the Atlanta Braves. Giants back? No. We'll see. I need a 10-game win streak to make me feel better about this Giants team, and I'll leave it at that. All right, football. We're back. Somewhat. We're not there yet. We're not there to the football games just quite yet, but we are seeing workouts, players in uniforms, on fields, running drills. It's real, folks. Football season. The players are out of the offseason. They are ready to go and are looking forward to where this season could go as far as that's concerned, to play and win in a Super Bowl this year. So where do we start? Where do we start with everything that's going on here? Jorge, I'm curious let's start here. Let's start here behind the glass. Got Jorge and Adam here. When football training camp begins, where is the level of excitement for you in terms of football being back? Is this the moment that makes you excited for football, or do you get more excited when the games are actually here, or are you just reading every little thing, every little nugget that comes out of these practices starting today? Is this where it all begins for you?
I think it begins right after All-Star break for the baseball.
Yeah,
I think it does, because that's when you realize that, the kids are going to start going back to school. High school football's going to start pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
30 days till the
Fresno State?
Yeah, college football starts.
Yeah.
So once that happens, then I start getting this is football season. I started feeling it. It's not completely on yet, but it's starting to.
Yeah.
And now I don't believe anything that comes out of camp, because that's like getting a picture and just like a portion of a picture.
Unless, of course, it comes from me, yours truly, who goes to camp sometimes, right? And do you believe everything I say that every time? Come on, Jorge.
I believe what you've seen.
Yeah?
Yeah, but...
And we had a pretty good idea of what we saw last year. Remember, the big 310 things that we saw last year. The Raiders are going to be in trouble with the quarterback situation. We knew that for a fact. The Rams, going to be very good with the way their offense is structured and the way things look for them. Niners, a little bit of distraction and a little bit of a disjointedness.
Injuries.
To what was going on there. And the injury key thing is. So
if we had to power rank our three teams that we have here on our airwaves, 1430, 790, you can listen to all three of these teams play football this year, the Niners, Rams, and Raiders. Who's having the most intriguing training camp? What training camp is the most intriguing in your mind for you this season, in your mind? Like, what team has the most intrigue going into this training camp?
Out of those three, it'll probably be the Raiders.
Raiders, really?
New coach, new everything.
Okay. What about for you, Adam? Where do you sit? Who, of the three teams I just listed, who has the most intrigue going into training camp?
I think it'd probably be between the Niners and the Raiders, just because the Raiders are so much different now. They got Gene T, they got a new coach. Just everyone on their team is kind of adjusting to a new mindset of if you want to win, you have to believe. And that's what Max Crosby said in a recent interview. And I just think so much going on there that it's exciting. And same thing with the Niners, but I'm on the path where I just think that preseason or the training camps aren't a big deal because you got, Stafford got injuries. I just think the first game of the season is where everything starts, and you'll see a complete team from everyone. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
It's all supposed to lead up to that week one matchup, whoever you got. Of course, the Niners open with Seattle, right? Is that where we're –
Yes.
That's who we have on the road, right? The Niners don't play a home game till week 3. It's going to be interesting, especially with where this Niners team is going to try to start off this year. And maybe that's where the intrigue starts for me, because I think the Niners have the most at stake going into this season. If I had to ask you, of the three teams we talked about, who has the most at stake for themselves, I would also – like the Raiders right now, the expectations are where they are. It is a young, developing team with a mix of veteran leadership. Is the expectation that this Raider team is going to be a playoff team next year? I don't even think that is on the table, although I would say it's possible, but I wouldn't say that people anticipate the Raiders to make the playoffs. On the flip side, the pressure on the Rams is pretty high because I think they have the second most talented roster in the NFC right now, in my opinion. With what they have on the defensive side and the way they can rush the passer, and on the flip side with what their offensive prowess is, with adding a legit wide receiver one in Devontae Adams to play across the way to Puka Nacua and company that's going to be there. Stafford, of course, his health is paramount to what this team looks like. But the pressure to win for the Rams is high because how long is the window for the Los Angeles Rams? It is really determined on how long Matthew Stafford can last for the rest of his career, which 3 years tops is where I'm at with it. 4 years maybe. I don't know how many more years Matthew Stafford has.
He was already contemplating, retirement. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe 1, 2.
But I wonder, because there's the name brand success that the Niners have given over the last body of work, since 2019. That the Niners have the respect of the program that they have, and then last year was the blip per se, right? Because it felt like last year just compartmentalized on each other. Niners were losing some dumb games last year. They had a lot of injuries. Christian McCaffrey was basically a non-factor all season last year, and you could argue that he is the most integral part to where Kyle Shanahan forms his offense around, which is what McCaffrey does can unlock everything else for everybody else on that offense. Deebo Samuel had a completely down year, in my opinion, last year. Ayuk was down as well until he got hurt, and obviously now he has to rehab himself back to health. Ricky Pearsall, slow start to his career as far as a wide receiver count is concerned. I focus so much on that offensive side, but I think about what the Niners have to offer for this season, and as much as I want to say that the talent and the roster on this side of things for the Niners is younger and cheaper, and they're trying to thread a needle, it's interesting to still see that the perception of the Niners right now is that this team is a possible Super Bowl contender still. The Niners have better odds than the Bengals right now at plus 1,300 to win the Super Bowl this year. I got to imagine, I'm just trying to look here, they have the same percentage possible chance to win the NFC West, according to ESPN Analytics, at 35% chance, with the Rams, who also have a 35% chance to win the NFC West. So the numbers tell you that this Niner team is going to be a good team this year, simply out of the idea that they can't be any more rock bottom than where their roster allowed themselves to be last year. So I'm curious to see, because I also been banging the drum on they have the easiest schedule in the NFL. Easiest schedule in the NFL. And it statistically bears out this way. A 415 win percentage in terms of opponent wins percentage last year. Best, easiest schedule you could possibly have in the NFL next year. Who knows if those teams have improved or not. But I would say the pressure is greatest on the 49ers going into this training camp. And I'm not saying they're not going to match the pressure, but I do believe the pressure is there because this is a long tenure of no results other than making it to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl a few times. And as much as you say we like living in that kind of space and having the Niners be relevant, some people don't enjoy the memories of losing a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter in Miami in 2020 to the Chiefs, or losing in overtime to the Kansas City Chiefs on the last play in that overtime game in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, or losing a game because Brock Purdy's elbow gets destroyed from a Hassan Reddick hit in an NFC championship. Just to name a few opportunities. Or Jimmy Garoppolo throwing an interception, or Jaquiski Tart dropping an interception against the Rams that would have maybe possibly sealed the game for the Niners to go to a Super Bowl in 2021. There's too many of those moments that sit there, and I'm sorry, Niner fans, I just ripped open your heart for a while there and just poked around in the tough moments. But I'm telling you, some people are tired of that and want a happy moment to yield what has been a very successful tenure for this Niners team. I'm just saying, long ways to go. Pressure's on for the Niners this year.
If there's pressure, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that pressure because I'd rather get to that point. I mean, the goal is to win a Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, sometimes you don't make it. Sometimes you get, up to the Super Bowl and you lose the Super Bowl. That's how life goes sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'd rather do that than not even get to like a conference championship or not even get to the playoffs. Last year was, bad. So I think if you're tired of them making it to the playoffs or a championship, I think you're thinking the wrong way. I think you shouldn't be tired of it. I think you should be excited for them to do it or to get there. Ultimately winning is the ultimate challenge. But I'd rather do that than be, a Cowboys fan or something like that.
Honestly, that's fair to say. And I think there's a very good AFC comp to this. I think the Ravens are kind of in that same mindset and same realm that pressure's a little on that Ravens team. But fortunately for them, that tenure for them is a lot longer because guess what? They did win a Super Bowl at the beginning of that thing. So they have that to kind of sit there and make things. Mike Tomlin's had a job. If he never won a Super Bowl, Mike Tomlin shouldn't be a Pittsburgh Steelers coach for being 500 plus for the entirety of his run. That would be Marty. He'd be Marty Schottenheimer if he didn't have that. If he didn't have that Super Bowl title. But Super Bowls, great job security for you, for as long as you possibly can have it. And like I said, it all matters on the title side of things. So
Jim Harbaugh would have still been the coach of the Niners if he would have won the Super Bowl.
If he would have won that, I guarantee you he'd still be there. You're right. But because he didn't, and then he had a somewhat downish year, and didn't agree with what was going on there.
Balky and all that happened, so
it's just all kinds of different factors. But let's talk about the play on the field, right? Because I think this Niners team does have talent. There's still pieces here for this Niner team to run. Is Christian McCaffrey the most important Niner on this team? I think that comes without question that where he is and what he can develop into as far as a player is concerned and what he's coming off of last year and that injury, you would beg to say that Christian McCaffrey is important. Is he the most important player on any team this year in terms of their success? If I had to rank it as far as that's concerned, I'm curious where you guys settle on it.
Any team?
Yeah. I think McCaffrey is as important as any player, non-quarterback, I'll say this. Non-quarterback.
Okay.
Let's go away from the quarterback side of things. Christian McCaffrey is as important to the success of anybody's team in the NFL, non-quarterback this year.
I believe that, yeah. I believe that. It reminds me of how Philadelphia didn't have Barkley one year, and then the next year they win the Super Bowl with Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
So there it is.
What about you, Adam? Do you agree with that sentiment? Do you feel like there's another player out there that is more important than McCaffrey is non-quarterback wise to their team that starts this season?
No, I agree with that 100%. Like you can obviously see he was injured most of the season, and shying away or just taking your eyes away from McCaffrey for a second, just to look at what Barkley can do for his team. Like just thinking about the times where McCaffrey was healthy, you can see how much pressure he took off of Purdy, and he was just that guy. And I just think 100% healthy, McCaffrey can bring us to another championship. Like I think he can bring us there, but like you just can't look away from Barkley at the same time. Like they are both just insane, and they are taking so much pressures off of their quarterback.
Yeah, I think that what it is that one with having him healthy, it makes you a Super Bowl contender. Without him, you're probably just a playoff contender.
You want to hear something interesting with Brock Purdy and his correlation to his success with Christian McCaffrey on the field. ESPN has these wonderful training camp preview stuff that they have here. So Brock Purdy, since taking over as a full-time starter, Purdy has had success in play-action passes, especially in the success of the play-action. Purdy ranks in the top 5 of the NFL in multiple metrics when using the play-action. He was first in yards per attempt. He was second in NFL in passing touchdowns coming from play-action. Third in completion percentage in the NFL in play-action. However, if you take McCaffrey off the field in the absence of last year, he became a little more pedestrian. His efficiency went down. McCaffrey, when he was on the field in play action for Brock Purdy, he was an 80 QBR, a 77% completion percentage quarterback, 12 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. When McCaffrey was off, Purdy only a 69 total QBR, 69% of his passes dipped 8% lower, and he threw more interceptions, 10 touchdowns to 4 interceptions without McCaffrey on the field. That play-action pass that Kyle Shanahan likes to lean on, especially with McCaffrey is starting to run the ball very well and making things happen, even when he's not attempting things to McCaffrey. But the play-action is so much more effective when you have a guy that is going to be capable of running the football a lot better than that. And so everything seems to open up when McCaffrey's on there because the threat of his run can allow Purdy to find the targets downfield, find the Kittles downfield, find the Ayuks downfield, and now soon to be Demarcus Robinson, who's going to be a guy who's going to be a factor. Hopefully it's Pearsall who's going to be cutting in as a wide receiver as well. I mean, it's simple. It's simple. Football's so simple sometimes when you realize you have a good quarterback and you have a good running back. When you have a good running back and the way it complements in the play action, it's so fascinating to see that correlation there. So just the statistic to kind of back that thing off as far as that's concerned. We talked a lot about McCaffrey's success, and Achilles tendonitis was a tough thing to deal with. Trust me, I've dealt with Achilles tendonitis before myself. That is not a fun thing to do. It's not a fun thing to rehab. It takes a long time. It's annoying. You feel like you can play, and yet it's still just an annoying, nagging kind of thing. So I'm curious to see what he'll look like and whether he goes full speed. I don't imagine he'll play any sort of preseason this year. Christian McCaffrey will. I imagine he'll hang out until that Seahawks opening game for the Niners there as well. Is there any other players you guys are interested in to see what they're going to look like for the Niners this year? Who is coming into this season? Obviously, we had a lot of the departures this year for the 49ers, but is there another player you could decide, I'm excited to see what they can bring this season for the 49ers this year?
Like just any other player?
Just any other player.
For the Niners, I would say I want to see how Ayuk comes back from that injury.
Ayuk, yeah. What about for you, Adam?
I'd probably just say Purdy. I know it's a basic answer, but even just living in Fresno or just being, around the Bay sometimes, I still hear people talk so much trash about Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think he has so much potential. Being Mr. Relevant, being the last pick, like, you got to be proud of what this dude has already accomplished and is still accomplishing. And I think this dude has tons of road left ahead of him. And if we can just have faith in our quarterback for the Niners, like, I think we'll be fine. Like, he's doing pretty well for his first couple of years in the NFL.
The pressure of the contract. That's the number one thing. Can he live up to the pressure of the contract? What that pressure will provide. I will say, I think it's I think it's unfair to say that Purdy is now under pressure to make things happen for this 49ers team, because let's be honest, the kid has been under pressure since he tried to win the starting job for the 49ers. The pressure of trying to week by week prove that you, as Mr. Irrelevant, can be a starter in the NFL and legitimately earn that starting gig and change the plans of the future for the 49ers, which was move off of Jimmy Garoppolo and go to Brock Purdy in that situation. Move off your plans of Trey Lance, who you traded a king's ransom for in the draft to get to that pick, to draft Trey Lance, and say, move off of that pick because I had to prove myself to be a starter. Purdy's been playing with pressure for the last 4 years. There's no question about it. It's not like it hasn't been there now. It's just a different kind of pressure to prove that contract is worth it. He is being paid right around the same kind of number as Tua Tagovailoa. We'll see if he kind of produces a little bit more than that. I actually, funny enough, remember, Jorge, last year you were getting mad because I was saying if you just insert Tua into this Niners offense, I think it would look about the same. So I need to be proven wrong. I know I'm kind of more of the Purdy denier than others, but when you earn this kind of money and maybe see what you can kind of elevate out of your players, I'm curious to see if he can be the guy that elevates as opposed to the guy who facilitates. There's a difference there, in my opinion. Tom Brady elevated. He didn't facilitate, in my mind. There's other guys that can make that happen, and that's where the elite nature of it happens. Mahomes elevates as far as facilitates. You know who's a facilitator? Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, a fantastic facilitator, but I don't think he elevates anybody who's in that kind of realm, in my opinion. So there's a difference there, in my opinion, when it comes to the quarterback play, and I just hope we see a little bit of a different evolution from Brock Purdy this year for the 49ers, because they'll need it. They will certainly need it.
You know, I feel like if he would have landed in Boston, you would have called him the next best thing to Tom Brady.
Yeah?
Tom Brady's heirs or something.
I did it for Mac Jones for like 8 weeks in his rookie year, and then I kind of felt like things were turning a little bit.
Oh, and I gave you this morning that Soppy
Bailey Zappi rookie card.
You were excited about that.
I had 1 week of Bailey Zappi stock. I bought Bailey Zappi when we lost to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers a couple of years ago, and Bailey Zappi was a starter and almost won that game against Aaron Rodgers. I was buying all of the stock. And then I realized what Bailey Zappi was, which is barely making it in the league. Yeah. My Drake May jersey's in the mail. I'll just say that right now. So.
All right.
We spent a lot of time. There's so much to talk about with the Niners, and I think we barely scratched the surface. So maybe we'll talk about them later in the show here on 1430. So stay with us. We got to take a break. We're overdue for one. When we come back, we're going to continue our opponent preview for Fresno State. We got to talk about Hawaii football here next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
They say when you do one thing long enough, you get to be pretty good at it. Locally owned businesses led by multiple generations of family learn early on about the value of customer service. Of course, having great products, especially in the world of technology, is a clear advantage, but nothing is more important than making customers your number one priority. My suggestion for the right company for digital office technologies and services is CBM, California Business Machines. With offices in Fresno and Visalia, this top-tier Kyocera dealer has led the category, not only in technology, but with customer service. When you partner with CBM, you're aligning your business with a premier, nationally recognized company. Since 1953, CBM has been helping Valley businesses manage, change, streamline, and control their expenses. In fact, California Business Machines pioneered the 3-cent color copy, and I'm sure they'd love to tell you more. Call 225-5570 or check them out online at cbmsolution.com.
Hey Fresno, Chris Swart out here, operating partner of Jack's Car Wash Companies, located on the southwest corner of Cedar and Shepherd. Don't miss out on this winning combo.
That's right, Jack's Car Wash has a brand new Pepsi and Coke soda fountain, plus a new Keurig coffee station featuring your favorite national brands. Plus, Jack's full detailing is backed by popular demand. Schedule yours today by calling 435-7335.
Jack's Car Wash and ESPN Fresno, the double play of a great car wash and a great broadcast. Let's go Giants!
Central Valley, are you ready for a seamless car buying journey? Madera Toyota Chevrolet has you covered. With their 25-year, 250,000-mile warranty and everything priced under MSRP, you're always in for a great deal. Plus, enjoy their no-pressure policy and 2 years of free maintenance on new vehicles, their way of saying thank you for choosing them. And calling all truck lovers, explore their selection of rugged Silverados, powerful Tundras, and versatile Tacomas. Whatever your needs, they have the perfect truck for you. Visit them today at MaderaToyotaChevrolet.com, where every drive begins with trust.
The wait is over. Valley Pure presents Crazy Horse, the wild new flower from Cowgirl Cannabis. This isn't just a strain, it's an experience. Ready to get on the wild side? Then saddle up and ride with Crazy Horse. Available now only at Valley Pure. Bold, untamed, unforgettable. Don't just hear about it, live it. Get to one of Valley Pure's 5 locations and grab your Crazy Horse today. Cowgirl Cannabis. Blaze the trail.
At FFB, we know behind every business is a person. That's why we're more than a bank. We're a partner, a farming-focused bank for hard workers, a future-forward bank for big dreamers, and a family-friendly bank for the next generation of owners. From first ideas to major milestones, we're here to help you chase your goals and score big. So what can FFB mean for your business? Find out at ffb.bank. That's ffb.bank. FFB Bank. Let's win together.
I know how important some of this equipment for the farmers is. Without it, they can't get the job done.
That's Bob Aguirre, Service Manager at Pioneer Equipment Company.
My philosophy is get the tractor in and get it out as fast as I can. It's not supposed to be in the shop. It's supposed to be out in the field working.
Pioneer provides quality service for Kubota, Land Pride, and Nelson Equipment. Stop by and say hi at our Fresno or Reedley locations, and we'll get your equipment serviced right away.
This is a family-oriented business. It's been great working for Pioneer Equipment.
Visit PioneerEquipmentCA.com.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
$14:30 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader. I hit the wrong button. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed, Jorge. I hit the wrong button.
I was like, what is happening?
I hit the off button as opposed to the traditional, usual just pin the music down button. And so that was me being very distracted. As I'm going to be honest with you right now. I'm trying to get the Red Sox game on my TV, even though it's going to cause me pain.
I was going to say it's not going to be good for you.
No, I was feeling very good before. You know what? I don't want the All-Star break ever again. That's my take. I think we should never do the All-Star break. I think we should just play baseball because the All-Star break kills vibes. Red Sox were 10-0 going into that All-Star break, and now fastly approaching 1-5 coming out of the All-Star break. And so I'm officially declaring the All-Star break should be dead. That's where I'm at with it.
Who are they playing?
The Phillies right now. So, I don't know if I can get this on my
That's
screen.
a tough team, too.
The Philadelphia Phillies. Damn it. I need to sign in. All right. We'll figure this out in the break. Okay. All right. What are we doing next? We're talking Fresno State here. We are doing a double dip of opponent previews today because of the nature of the schedule, and we got to make sure we get everybody talked about here. So we talked about Nevada in the previous hour, and I did go a little out of order here because I do realize that Fresno State plays Hawaii first in the schedule, in the sequence of the schedule, and yet we talked about Nevada, who was next on the schedule. So regardless, it's fine. We're going to be fine. So Hawaii, yes, we play Hawaii this year again on the islands. Hawaii last year, a 5-7 team overall, 3-4 in the conference. 4-3 at home, 1-4 away. finished 7th in the Mountain West. In notable wins for Hawaii last year under head coach Timmy Chang, who is entering his 4th year at the helm, beating Northern Iowa, Delaware State, a couple of FCS teams. Nevada they beat by 22, and of course the game that I think that was the break. This is the breaking point game for Jorge. Was losing to or beating Fresno State 21-20. That was the breaking point for Jorge last year. Is it not? Or I think a breaking point for a lot of fans last year was losing to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
Honestly, it wasn't. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. What was bad was Air Force. That crushed me. That was just unnecessary.
Well, you as an Army guy.
Yeah, that too.
There's something a little extra going there for you, right? Adam, were you following the Fresno State season last year, I'm sure?
I was a little bit, but I was not towards the end of the season. I was looking at the score, though, because I think I did have a layup when Fresno State was winning and then lost the lead towards the end of the game. But yeah, crazy game.
Rough. Probably the more heartbreaking loss for the Bulldogs this year. So what is Hawaii bringing back to this season? They're going to be bringing back some guys, of course. Micah Alejandro is going to be one of the guys that's potentially going to be stepping up as Hawaii will have a new quarterback this year, Braden Shager, who is going to be potentially the starter as well. I got a senior captain, safety that's on the team, Peter Manuma, for this team as well. A couple of wide receivers that are coming back for this team. So there is some momentum for Hawaii this year. I think this is an interesting matchup for the Bulldogs to start this season for them. It's early in the season, too. This is coming off of the Southern game. So the Bulldogs are going to be well tested already in terms of what it's going to look like for them moving forward. But I'm curious to see, is it good to have the Hawaii game early, the Hawaii test of being on the islands, 9 p.m. body clock start, 6 p.m. Hawaii time start? How concerned are we of having this game early as opposed to maybe later in the season, or is it always just going to be a grueling time watching us play Hawaii late night on the islands?
I mean, it always feels like it's, especially when we go to Hawaii, it feels like you just don't have what it takes to beat them, or it's just there's something else. There's a vibe there that Fresno State can't get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember 2013, even the great Derek Carr, Devontae Adams team, they were up 38-7 or something like that, and almost lost that game. I remember them all. And by the way, I was furious because we couldn't watch that game. I don't believe it was on any sort of local channel. I think we had to listen to it on the radio back in the day. Back in the old ESPN radio days, I think you had to listen to the game, right? for that one. And that was all you lived and died by as far as the broadcasting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So interesting stuff there. Hawaii, not a prolific scoring team, to say the least, last year. They ranked 111th out of 134 teams in FBS in scoring, 22.3 points per game. On the flip side, they were somewhat average in giving up points per game as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what improvements they have. I remember watching their game against Boise. Boise had a tough time scoring, even in the late stages of that game. I remember Ashton Genty kind of actually getting bottled up a little bit in that game. Until the fourth quarter. Then the fourth quarter happened for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, but played some tough teams, right? There's some interesting losses, to say the least. There's some games that got away from them, and there's some games they probably should have won. They played very well against UCLA. UCLA, not a great team last year, even though we lost to them. They lost to Boise, like I said earlier. They lost to UNLV by 2 on the islands as well. UNLV, who was a very good team last year in the Mountain West. So Hawaii is a dangerous team, in my opinion, this year. A team that's trending up, per se, when it comes to what they have. I'm just curious to see what kind of game it'll be for this Bulldog team when they go out there. Usually when you go to the islands, I think it is a survive mentality out there for the Bulldogs when it comes to going to play Hawaii out at Hawaii. Just like any East Coast team, maybe going to the West Coast or vice versa, a team that's going to go play in the Eastern time zone, just go get your W. Don't do anything that's too crazy for you. Don't play out of yourself a little bit as far as that's concerned. But I'm wondering if that is the right approach for this Bulldog team that's still trying to find out what its identity is through 4 games this year, going into this one in what technically is week 4, but it's the 5th week for the Bulldogs. So I do like the idea that the Bulldogs are going to be very well tested going into this game. Hawaii will be playing the same amount of games going into it. Hawaii also plays in week 0. For those who don't know, Hawaii will be playing Stanford, then at Arizona. Then they have home games against Sam Houston, home game against Portland State, and then another home game against Fresno State, obviously, going into this. So both teams are going to be coming in with the same rest, per se, going into this game. So it's going to be a fascinating battle, to say the least, against this team moving forward. Like I said, quarterback battle going on, but they do have some veteran leadership in the receiver part of the roster. So it's going to be a fascinating matchup when it comes to where our defense is going to be up against this thing. I think with what it looks like it'd be a quarterback battle, it seems like pressure is going to be important for this Bulldog squad to get going. It almost felt like, Jorge, that the Fresno State defense did show up to play for the most part. Wasn't it the key turnaround play, right? There was a Cam Lockridge targeting that happened, and then he got an interception in the same play or something like that happened that turned the game around. It just felt like there was a moment there where the Bulldogs just couldn't quite seal the deal on defense, even though it was playing lights out for most of that game last year.
Yeah, it felt like, it was an easy win for Fresno State. Like, they had it in the books, and all of a sudden, the more time went on, the more it felt like it was getting away. And there was little things that happened, like that, like you said, that pass interference, and I think a block in the back, and just things like that just accumulated to them going back instead of forward. That negated their offense, and then their defense got caught, looking.
Yeah,
I think they felt like they had already won the game before they won the game.
There were a lot of third down conversions, frustrating third down conversions from this Hawaii team in the late stages. Felt like one of those just weird games where just like
you always feel like the refs are against you, even though they're partial, they're impartial, like they have no. But it always feels like that.
You know what the real reason Fresno State lost that game? Because I wasn't there.
Because you weren't there.
That was the only home game I missed last year.
True.
I was at a wedding. So I'm declaring this to my friends who are listening to the show, because I know all of them are. No one schedule a wedding during the season. Please, for the love of God. For the love of God, don't let me go through that again, because that was frustrating, to say the least. Week 4, technically our 5th game of the year. Do you feel like this is a good spot to have the Hawaii game this year?
The earlier, the better, I feel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about for you, Adam?
Yeah, I think the earlier the better would be way better to do, because just going against a team like Hawaii and being in their home base. I played volleyball, and volleyball was like the biggest thing in Hawaii, like for their college, like one of the biggest things. And their home stadium was so insane, and like you can't even hear anything you're saying. So I guarantee you it's the same thing for football, and they will not let up easy. And you need to dominate early if you're going to win that game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it would be a last statement win as far as that's concerned. Of course, Fresno State would want to stamp their record on this rivalry before we officially say goodbye to it in a regular capacity. We're not quite sure how many times Fresno State will play Hawaii moving forward. Keep in mind, Fresno State, you want to guess the record against Hawaii? They played themselves 56 times. How many of those do you think are wins, Jorge? Fresno State versus Hawaii.
It's got to be more than half.
Yeah?
I think so.
What you got? What's the number? 56 times played. How many wins?
I want to say at least 30.
At least 30? Adam, you got a guess?
Yeah, about 30. That sounds about right.
About 30? It is 30. Fresno State.
30, yeah.
30, 25, and 1. I want to know how the hell we finished with the tie against this team.
Oh, I remember.
You remember? What year was it?
The time, I think it was 2000s. It was in the 2000s.
Really?
It's got to be the 2000s.
By the way, we got to find the Golden Screwdriver trophy. I think that was in the old ESPN offices, right?
Last time I saw it.
We got to find that thing again. Do we know where that is?
It's got to be at Pacheco's. I don't know.
Yeah? All right.
Chris's office, maybe, or the.
I know it's unofficially.
Maybe it's in the van.
In the van? You think it's in the van?
Not the van. The
big truck.
The big truck. The box truck.
We might have to go searching for that thing because the Golden Screwdriver. It's one of the unofficial rivalries out there, and if we can find that trophy, maybe we can find that trophy by the end of the show. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's take a break because my headset is tangled in this chair, so I want to fix that. So when we come back. We're going to do more 50 States in 50 Days trivia here next on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Mike Dermanuel Jr. of Hub International Insurance Group.
People that have homes, this is their most significant asset. And our job is to protect the assets and to give impartial and good advice. I think our growth reflects the amount of trust people have in us.
Hub International. Learn more at hubinternational.com. License number 0757776.
If our clients succeed, we succeed. And I think that's what we work on every day.
As of today, the 30% federal solar tax credit is still available for homeowners looking to save energy and money, but it's scheduled to be phased out on December 31st, 2025. The time to call Donald P. Dick is now, 255-1644. Let Mr. Cool show you how to drive down the cost of home energy. The deadlines for installing solar and taking advantage of the tax credits are December 31st. Call Mr. Cool at 255-1644.
Prices on steel and materials are up everywhere, but you can still get unbeatable value for your residential, commercial, industrial, or ag projects at Pacific Steel Supply in Fresno. They'll match or beat any competitor's price by at least 10% on top quality steel, metal roofing, and components. Ready when you are. Massive inventory? Yes. Same day delivery? Yes. 24/7 service? Yes. Get your free quote today. Call or swing by Pacific Steel Supply, Ashland and Parkway in Fresno off Highway 99, or visit PacificSteelSupply.com.
When Jeff Thiessen and Lance Duker started Thiessen Duker Modern Wealth Management in 2003, they had a simple mission: to make every life they touch better. They established Thiessen Duker as an independent firm, not tied to the restrictions of one Wall Street company, so their clients could have access to any investment products that were right for them, and Thiessen Duker could serve their clients the way they wanted to be served. They've done other things differently too, from investing in advanced financial planning technology to implementing a team approach with advisors working together to develop client strategies. And from day one, Thiessen Duker has shared its success with local organizations, making a difference in people's lives right here at home. If you need a financial advisor, or if you are a financial advisor and would like to know more about how Thiessen Duker could make your life better, please visit ThiessenDuker.com. The advisors of Thiessen Duker Modern Wealth Management are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, I'm Jim Schaefer with Helena Agri Enterprises. At Helena, we lead with agronomy, and crop health plays a crucial role in maximizing production. You can visit helenaagri.com to find your local Helena retailer and learn more about Helena's products and solutions. Summer temperatures and droughty conditions are rapidly approaching in the Central Valley, which isn't ideal for farming. These environmental stresses can impact yields significantly, so how do we fight against this? At Helena, we have a product called Megafol. Megafol contains a precision blend of plant extracts that improves crop vitality and helps defend against environmental stressors like heat and drought. So how does it work? Simply put, the plant extracts in Megafol upregulate genes that produce specific proteins in the crop. More of these proteins means the crop can function at a higher level under stress conditions and less energy is spent on recovery. At Helena, we lead with agronomy, and crop health plays a crucial role in maximizing production. You can visit helenaagri.com to find your local Helena retailer and learn more about Helena's products and solutions.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
is one of the top performing banks in the nation. Hi, I'm Susan Woosner, Senior Vice President and Manager of Citizens Business Bank in Fresno. We believe in the importance of building long-lasting and genuine relationships with our customers. We want to provide you with the solutions you need to grow your business because your success is our success. Citizens Business Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, football fans, you know what makes a team great on the gridiron? It's when all the players do their part to make everything work. That's what Superior Pipe can do for your food processing plant, chemical plant, boiler service, or tank truck. Thanks to their reliable and durable pipes, valves, and fittings, you can be sure that everything that makes your team perform is running strong. And with their same-day service and competitive pricing, they'll help make sure all your players are doing their part. Call now at 266-PIPE or visit online at SuperiorPipeUSA.com today. Go Dogs!
Need cash? If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Clausen Honda wants to buy your car. If it's running, we want your late model Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, Subaru, Acura, or Honda. Just call Clausen and ask for our VUP to schedule your appraisal appointment. In just 10 minutes, you'll get your cash value quote. Yes, we are eliminating the hassle of getting rid of your used old car. So if you're ready to sell, we are ready to buy. Call Clausen Honda of Fresno today. If you've got a car, we've got the cash. Get cash for your car. Clausen Honda.
Summer is here in the Central Valley, and the action of Valley Athletics is where you want to be. Phil Benotti here to tell you about the big VBA All Skills Camp starting at the end of July. It's for 3rd through 8th graders to get in the fun and focus on the skills that it takes to be a top-notch volleyball player. Spots are limited, so be sure to sign up fast. Space is also available for the All Sports Camp as well. Basketball, volleyball, and pickleball, to name a few, all led by former collegiate and professional athletes. Just reach out for information at their website, valleyathletics.co. Valley Athletics, developing the athlete in everyone.
Sports fans of the Central Valley, are you ready to step up your game day grilling? Step into the Butcher Boss and discover winning flavors the champions crave. Ask about their 5 for $35 deal, where you can feed up to 5 people for $35 every day. Located right off the 41 north of Avenue 11, stop by the Butcher Boss today and become the boss of your barbecue.
Home office. It started a few years ago at the kitchen table. Then, many of us turned our third bedrooms into functional workspace with every kind of technology imaginable. The home office selection at Fresno's Fashion Furniture, including the most beautiful desks, chairs, file cabinets, and accessories available. Check out the home office selection at Fresno's Fashion Furniture. There's nothing like it in all of California.
Fresno, get ready to dance. Shakira is bringing her Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran World Tour to Valley Children's Stadium this fall. Experience the global icon live. It all goes down Thursday, August 7th. This will be one unforgettable night. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Don't wait. Shakira Live in Fresno will sell out fast.
For over 60 years, we at DeBudo Defendus Insurance, a multi-generational and family-owned company, have proudly provided high-quality risk management and insurance solutions to local businesses. Thanks to the incredible work and personal touch our insurance professionals provide our clients, DeBudo Defendus has been named Central Valley's best property and casualty insurance company for 9 years running. Visit DIBU.com and get the business insurance you need today.
License number 0E02096.
Your home for high school sports. 1430 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader. KFIG Fresno.
I'm Nick DeLuca. NFL training camps underway. The Giants looking for a bounce-back season after a rough 2024. Not much of a quarterback battle. Head coach Brian Daboll saying that Russell Wilson is the clear-cut starter as of right now. Whoever is under center will be leaning on wide receiver Malik Neighbors. He says he's confident he can have a big year.
I can be, the work, like I said, the work is going to always show. There's a lot of guys that work all year round. So the work will show. I feel like I should be one of those top guys in a few years, if not next year. That's just me personally. But time will tell.
As for who is throwing Neighbors the football, Wilson ahead of veterans Jameis Winston and Tommy DeVito, along with first-rounder Jackson Dart. Wilson made 11 starts for the Steelers last season. Elsewhere, Cardinals first-rounder Walter Nolan III will miss time with the calf injury that he suffered during the offseason. Head coach Jonathan Gannon saying there's no timeline for his return, did not rule out Nolan missing games during the regular season, was added to the active PUP list. In baseball, Phillies and Red Sox. Philly with a chance for a sweep in the series tonight on top 4-0 in the top of the fourth. Power has been there for the Philly bats. Kyle Schwarber going deep for a second straight night in the first, and Bryce Harper following with a solo shot. They went back-to-back. Nick Castellanos adding a homer in the third. Been a tough start to the night for Lucas Giolito. Jesus Luzardo has been in a groove early. The game on ESPN TV.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Thursday with training camp underway. I'll tell you my boldest predictions heading into the season. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
He's got the knowledge.
Because once again, I have to come on there and talk about how right I am once again. In anything that it comes to sports.
He's got the questions.
I'm going to lose it. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here?
He's got the guests.
20th head coach in Fresno State history here, Matt. Is it hard to believe sometimes still, the 20th head coach here in program history?
It's all moved really quickly here over the course of the last 5-6 weeks, but super excited to be here.
Phil Benotti is the voice for the Central Valley sports leader. Behind the Bench starts now. Brought to you by Helena Agri.
That's right, Behind the Bench. One more hour till we are wrapped up for the day here. Full 3-hour show. Man, we haven't had one of those in a long time, a full 3-hour show. But we're here, ready to make it happen. It's like a distance runner, Jorge. If you haven't ran in a while, it just takes a little bit of time to get your legs under this. Although I would say, Jorge, we are not the running type, to say the least. So maybe
we are definitely not the running type.
Maybe the analogy doesn't even work because I have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's that. Adam, do you run? Are you a runner?
I absolutely hate running. Like I'm a good mile runner. I can do like a 6:45 mile, but I despise it. Like I was made not to run, I think.
So 3 full non-runners over here against the idea of that. So never mind. Ignore my analogy. I have no idea what I'm talking about. So
I used to run, but not anymore.
Well, that's because the government made you, right?
Yeah, that is true.
The government forced you to run, Jorge. You did not run. You have never. Have you ever in your life run on your own choice?
No.
There you go. And there it is. So, anyways, hey, I've never either, man. I've not. I've gotten on the treadmill once or twice. It's just
I never in my head was like, I should really go for a run right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Although this weather nowadays, I'm telling you right now,
I go for a brisk walk.
Like brisk walk, yeah, around the block,
yeah.
brisk walk, that'll work. Yeah, we'll take it. By the way, how about this weather we've had?
Nice.
We are living it here in the Central Valley. I'm telling you, this is. I saw something. We might hit the lowest amount of triple-digit days in the summer, like ever. Here, the tally,
I like it because my AC doesn't turn on and my
PG&E is just they are so afraid right now. PG&E is losing their mind. This is an awful summer for PG&E, which means the rates will just go higher. That's just how it works, right? So I know we're just gonna get screwed in any certain way about it. Anyways, all right, folks. I haven't done one of these in a while. Like I said, we haven't had a full show in a while, so I haven't done a 5 of 5 in quite some time, and so maybe I'm in my ability to try to make sure one of these happen. I got to warm up to one of these things as well. So I had to come up with a 5 of 5 today. In honor of camp starting tomorrow for Fresno State football, I decided to pick the top 5 impact players for Fresno State at the start of camp. Did you guys do a little list as well in preparation, or do you have some names you're going to contribute to the countdown as well? Or I'm just curious, am I the only one that's going to be providing this 5 of 5 here today? Yeah.
You all right?
I guess I'll.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I mean,
I'm telling you, Tanvir and Julia, I didn't ask them to do this. Sometimes they've been making their own list. So
no, they're high speed.
I know.
I am not.
I've been used to like the feedback list here. So if it's just me, I know exactly the pace of where this subject is going. But if you guys don't have lists prepared, that's fine. But be ready to contribute.
I got to talk to them because they're doing too good of a job.
Yeah, they're setting the bar high.
Yeah,
for me.
that's not what we do here.
Yeah, the bar high right now. Man, I'm gonna miss it when they go. Anyways, all right, 5 at 5. Let's play the intro.
It's time now for Phil's 5 at 5.
That's right, 5 things listed in a ranking according to importance to me. And right now the list is the top 5 impact players I'm looking for Fresno State football at the start of camp. And so we begin with
number 5.
And I think one of the impact players, and when I come with the qualification of impact players, I'm talking about how their performance can look as opposed to what they can impart on all of the different players that are on the part of the roster as well. And so I'm curious to see what they will provide as far as it's concerned and what they can kind of look like going into this season. Are they going to look like the players that I'm anticipating they are and can be, or are they going to be even a level above? And so these are the players I'm looking at here to start. And so we start with number 5. And number 5, to me, starts with Cameron Braca on the safety position, representing basically the secondary for me here, because I think Cam Braca has a lot of potential for this Bulldog side. He is a leader on the football field. He leads by example. He is a guy who is not afraid to be involved in any play that is on the football field. He led the team in tackles when he was playing a couple of games earlier last year, including the game in Michigan. I believe he's a big contributor to the shutout that we had against New Mexico State earlier this year as well, last year. And I would say I think it coincides with the fact that him getting injured and breaking his collarbone per se is part of the reason why I think the defense struggled a little bit later in the season. So to me, Cam Braca is a number 5 guy for a secondary that has some names coming back. Azilian Hamilton's there as well. But I think he, as a guy who can be a run stopper in the safety position as well. I really love the idea of safeties being involved in the run game. He is a guy that can do that as well. And so in my opinion, Cam Braca, big impact guy for Fresno State. I don't know if you guys have any commentary on Cam Braca last year. I thought his injury really coincided with maybe the lack of success that Fresno State had sometimes on the defensive side of the ball.
It definitely slowed down Fresno State because he was the guy that was that when he was out there. We knew that his abilities were something that was going to help out Fresno State. But as soon as he was out, that lack of abilities was very noticeable.
He kind of, and I'm not asking him to play like the player I'm about to describe, but I'm asking him to have at least the sensibilities and the awareness of a player like this, like kind of like a John Lynch per se on the football field, a little bit of just he is everywhere, and if you're an offensive player, you don't want him in your hip per se. So Cam Braca, I got him at number 5.
Number 4.
I think this will surprise you of how low I have this player, because I do think that while I think it's an important position, maybe the most important position we have on the football field, I do believe that we are going to play a style that is not going to allow us to make or break ourselves with this position if it's success. But of course, winning the starting position at the quarterback position is a key thing on any football team, and how you address how this offense is going to look. But I just need him, E.J. Warner, I will say, to make the plays that are needed to be made, not the person who is going to go above and beyond and make things happen for this as far as that's concerned. So it is E.J. Warner here at number 4, and I think it sounds like he's going to be maybe the guy who's going to be leading this way into winning the position with the name attached to it, with everything that's going on, with how he plays. He's got statistical backup from him as far as his play at Rice. He has the ability to start at the D1 level. We've seen it before. And so I'm curious to see where he grabs the bull by its horns as far as the starting position for the quarterback position. So his start, his impact, if he can give the coaches confidence that we have a quarterback to go into 2025 with, I think E.J. Warner's start to his camp will be very important for the Fresno State Bulldogs.
Is he the only senior QB we have?
I think so.
Okay. He played well at Rice. He wasn't like a superstar or anything, but he played well enough that team was, it was a good team.
I feel like Rice had a better run game. I think that Rice would be better and help him out. I think he got asked to do a little too much at Rice, in my opinion.
Yeah, you could say that. But I think he has a really good arm. I think he might be, our best shot at making a bowl game this season. I think, if he could find it here, that he likes it here, and he can make it, a well-rounded team, we could go far.
Adam, what do you think as far as a quarterback out of college? Where would you want your quarterback? Like, obviously you want the most talented quarterback, but if you had to have your gripes on it, do you want a quarterback that has to do a lot, or a quarterback that can be complemented by the run game as where I think Coach Entz is leaning to? What do you want out of a college quarterback in your mind?
I think I just want a quarterback who can do a little bit of everything. If you don't have a running back that's going to give you more opportunities with passing, then I think you should just have a quarterback that's athletic, smart enough to be able to move on the fly, and that could adapt to certain situations. And I like the way we're going with it right now.
Yeah, and I think it leans into my number 3.
Number 3.
My number 3 player I'm looking forward to seeing his impact on camp at the start of Fresno State season. Bryson Donaldson is where I sit here with the running back position, a guy who has a lot of hype around him as far as that's concerned. I think the EA ratings say what do they say about Bryson Donaldson, which as his true sophomore and a guy who's from the Valley, feels like our next big name that's going to be coming out of the running back position for Fresno State. And like I said before, I'm as old school as it comes with football. I think run game is king when it comes to football. I think game control of possession, moving the sticks, demoralizing the defense, running possession 6-7 minutes at a time is a success. Leads to success, leads to victory. I think Coach Entz aligns in a lot of those same sensibilities. And so having a guy who can be a bell cow, having a guy who can be the main star attraction to this offense, Bryson Donaldson, to me, is the number one key factor to that. But I also believe that it's going to be interesting to see where his workload sits on it as well. I've commented this on before, that he is a guy who came on strong at the end of the season, but I want to see what a full season workload looks like for this running back. And I know this running back room got a little stretched last year. I got a little critical of how we had lack of production in the run game last year, especially when it came to the yardage and the effectiveness of the run game. When we weren't running the ball well, we were losing football games. And when we did, we won football games. It was quite simply that equation for the Fresno State Bulldogs last year. And so in my opinion, Bryson Donaldson, a guy who looks like he could be the front runner for the starting position, while I would say it seems like more of a running back by committee. He seems like the most favorable guy to break out and be the star that we need at Fresno State.
Yeah, as a freshman, whenever he would touch the ball, I feel like I was at the edge of my seat. And I felt something. I felt like this guy could break it up and make it a big play at any moment. And that's what you want. That's what you need in a team, especially when you need like a key player that's gonna make your team from being an average team to an above average team, and he's the player to do it.
Mm-hmm. What about run game for you, Adam? How important is it to have a big running back like this with Donaldson coming back?
I think it's very important. Anything that you can do for your quarterback to just give them a little more time to think or make the defense think on the other side is going to be detrimental, especially for Fresno State. Like, as long as we make the run game a big part of our game, like, everyone else should be opened up and more freely to work on their skill.
It's going to be interesting because I know he'll be fighting to share some carries in this team, but I think he is the guy who I really want to watch moving forward.
Number 2.
I'm going a little off the board here. I think this is a little high, but I do think having a receiver like him is going to be important for this offense as well, a guy who can win one-on-one footballs. The hope is he can stay healthy, because I thought when he was in the lineup, Fresno State had a lot of options. It changed the way you could play offense. I think you lose the ability to unlock a lot of things when it comes to putting pressure on the defense secondary. And so I think Josiah Freeman's going to be a fascinating player to watch, and where he can kind of elevate him using his big frame. Traditionally in college, what I really like is sometimes when you just kind of throw the ball down the sidelines and see if those corners really panic in those situations, especially when you're at home. Because traditionally, these guys aren't usually equipped to be able to defend very well on the outside. The college guys panic a lot more than what, per se, the pros are going to panic a lot more. But Josiah Freeman has a frame that is going to invite that kind of pressure against the corners and safeties that defenses will throw when it comes to one-on-one coverage. So I think his impact on the field, him staying healthy, him being ready for this season, I think he is a major factor for the Bulldogs moving forward, because you don't see a lot of guys looking like him be an impact player. Traditionally, we see a lot of the slot guys be a big-time receiver, or the guys who can kind of burn, like Magdalena last year, that made things successful for the Bulldogs. But this is a different change of pace in my mind that can especially be effective in the play action, almost pseudo tight end like Josiah Freeman can be, especially in the red zone. Fresno State was so inefficient in the red zone, but a guy who can win a one-on-one ball there in the red zone can be also massive for the Bulldogs. So I think Josiah Freeman has a lot of potential for this Bulldog side, and I think he is such a crux to this offense if it wants to be successful.
Yeah, he's definitely, the guy that you want to shine this season. I think he's ready for it. One down thing that I think that he's got to take care of is being healthy.
Yeah.
Staying healthy. I know that's been his probably, the problem in his career. But other than that, if he could play at a top level, then this will be his season to shine.
Well, you know what I heard was maybe the turf change might help with the injury front. Just from rumblings I heard.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit better in the terms of the health department with our change of turf. Because, he literally just caught a touchdown, and he was landed a little weirdly, and his foot just broke. And that was it. That was it for Josiah Freeman last year in that Washington State game.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a catch, too.
It was a hell of a catch.
I was on that side of the end zone, and that was his season right there.
And that's just the way that the turf is, and the hardness that it's like it doesn't absorb the shock real well when you land on it.
Yeah. Anything on Josiah Freeman for you, Adam? Or?
No, as long as he's able to keep it competitive and just stay healthy, I think that this Fresno State team will be very good. We have a lot of pieces that are there. We just need to all have one strategy and move forward with it.
Big targets in college football. You don't have many of them, but you can't teach 6'4", 6'5", and a vertical that he has. So it's going to be big and effective.
Number one,
I love him. I like his energy, and I think this is more of a team guy that can really turn into a captain-style kind of player for this team. But also, I think football is so important when it comes to the pressure you can create on the defensive side. So to me, Corey Foreman can be a player that is going to be interesting to watch, and that's why he's my number one guy, because not only is he a guy who's forming himself into a leader as a football player, but also a guy who can change into an impact player when it comes to the defensive style of play that I think Coach Entz is looking for, which is getting to the quarterback, finishing plays, finishing those sacks. Fresno State, any level of football, if you find success where successful teams are, it is on the pressure, interior pressure, also on the outside as well. His ability to be able to stop in the run game as well, be effective when Fresno State is leading. I'm going to find it interesting to see where Corey Foreman can be, and be a guy who I think can legitimately become a very big-time prospect when it comes to the NFL side of things as well, because his measurables are insane. He wasn't a 5-star recruit for nothing coming out of high school. So I wonder if the potential can be realized with Corey Foreman. I think you saw flashes last year. He certainly can be a leader. I think a lot of the guys really like him, and I think he's going to be a really interesting player to watch in this camp to see if the defense can galvanize around his energy, because he's got a lot of it. And defense sometimes needs energy in order for it to be effective. And I just hope to see it out of the Bulldogs this year through Corey Foreman.
That's your leader right there. That's the guy that you're going to have to, rally behind. And he's going to show it too. He's going to show it, and if he does, he's going to have a really good team behind him, and they're going to go places.
What do you got, Adam, on a high effective, high energy defensive end? Usually when you see winning football teams, a high end defensive end is going to work out for you.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you need, and especially in college football when there's scoring after every possession. Like if you have a guy, a cornerstone that will be able to like hold the rock on that side and make sure you get the ball back, like that's what you need, and that man seems like that's what we're getting from him.
Absolutely. So there is my 5 at 5.
That was Phil's 5 at 5. Any
omissions? Any guys I may have missed that you thought maybe should have made the top 5, Jorge? I know you were looking around at the roster. Is there anybody you think I may have should have mentioned?
I almost forgot, but when I was looking at the roster, I saw Gilliam was still in there.
Yep.
I think that if him and Dan Olsen are gonna be, if they could make quite a lightning and what is it? Lightning and
Thunder and Lightning.
Thunder and Lightning.
Like was that Gibbs and Montgomery style?
You know what?
Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and Knuckles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like Lindo White and Reggie Bush.
Oh man, what an era you throw me back to with USC football. Kids these days don't even know. So,
you know who Lindo White was?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
He is
Reggie Bush, though.
Oh yeah.
See,
Lindo White's a national champ runner-up to Texas.
Texas.
That's where he's at. No, I'm kidding. And Lindo White, just a great 3 years with the Titans.
He had a great career, like a decent career.
Decent NFL career.
And he was behind, what's his name, one of the great Titans running backs, too.
Eddie George, right?
No.
He wasn't behind Derrick
long
Henry.
hair. No, not Henry. Before that.
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
That's
and they
right.
were ripping it up, and as soon as they went their own ways, kind of like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just happened that way. All right, there's your 5 at 5. When we come back, let's talk more training camp and get you going on this rest of the show. So we'll be back 14:30 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
Prices on steel and materials are going up, but at Pacific Steel Supply, they're still delivering the best deals in the industry. Whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, or ag projects, Pacific Steel Supply will match or beat any competitor's price by an extra 10% on top quality steel, metal roofing, and components. With 24/7 service, fast delivery, and the best prices, the time to act is now. Get your free quote today from Pacific Steel Supply in Fresno, Ashland, and Parkway off Highway 99 or online at pacificsteelsupply.com.
Is a cracked screen or dying battery putting the brakes on your day? Swing by Self-Fix for lightning-fast phone repairs. Our expert techs are wizards with all major brands, guaranteeing your device is back in action before you know it. Plus, every fix comes with our rock-solid warranty. Drop by 6751 North Blackstone or dial 559-765-8044 to lock in your spot. Self-Fix, your ultimate ally in phone rescue. Stay plugged in, only with Self-Fix.
Welcome to A+ Signs.
Thanks. Yeah, I need some custom exterior signs for my business.
Great. What's the name of your business?
C+ Signs.
Wait, you own a sign company?
Yep, C+ Signs.
And you want us, A+ Signs, to make your signs?
Yeah, I need them really fast, and we can't touch our turnaround times.
We are kind of known for that.
For signs that stop traffic, drive traffic, and even direct traffic, call A+ Signs.
Remember, A+ has great technicians to service and repair signs, too.
Yeah, we got a guy, but he's afraid of ladders.
This summer, KFC and F1 the Movie are putting the pedal to the metal. Your favorite fill-ups are back, only $7. Choose from crispy chicken, tasty tenders, or our classic famous bowl, each with a drink, sides, and even sweet pie poppers. Need more fuel? Every Tuesday, grab 8 pieces of KFC's dark meat fried chicken or original recipe tenders for just $10. And don't forget to cool off with our new Peaches and Cream Sweet Lightning Soda. Limited time only, price and participation may vary. KFC, your summer pit stop for flavor.
I make sure that we have plenty of parts for the service department and the customers in the front counter.
That's Al Carmona, parts manager at Pioneer Equipment Company.
A lot of farmers come in, they know what they want, and if they don't, we try to help as best as we can.
Pioneer carries a wide selection of Kubota, Land Pride, and Nelson parts. Stop by and see us in Fresno or Reedley. We'll get you a cup of coffee and the parts you need.
We have really good customers. Pioneer Equipment's a great place.
Visit pioneerequipmentca.com.
Take me out to the ball game.
Baseball is back, and it doesn't get any better than the Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill, indoors or on the patio. Root for your team while enjoying their famous burgers, dogs, and fries. And did you know they have the coldest beer in town? No, seriously. With 16 draft beers on tap, served in an ice-cold pint, it'll sure get you cool for the summer. The Fieldhouse Sports Bar and Grill. Food, sports, fun. On Copper Avenue at the entrance to the beautiful Copper River Ranch.
This summer, KFC and F1 the Movie are putting the pedal to the metal. Your favorite fill-ups are back, only $7. Choose from crispy chicken, tasty tenders, or our classic famous bowl, each with a drink, sides, and even sweet pie poppers. Need more fuel? Every Tuesday, grab 8 pieces of KFC's dark meat fried chicken or original recipe tenders for just $10. And don't forget to cool off with our new Peaches and Cream Sweet Lightning Soda. Limited time only, price and participation may vary. KFC, your summer pit stop for flavor.
What happens when your determination to advance your career meets online education? More than you ever thought possible. At Fresno Pacific University, we're committed to our mission. We're committed to you. That's why we're continually bringing new programs online. Complete your bachelor's or master's degree in a format that works for you. Discover what's possible at Fresno Pacific University. Learn more at online.fpu.edu.
Involved 99 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings. Could Joey Chestnut do that? Well, last night, or no, yeah, it was last night. I was scrolling through Twitter. Apparently, I guess this was through Barstool, who does some crazy stuff. Did a 99, 99, and 9 challenge last night at the Cubs game. They were sitting on a rooftop across the street from the Cubs game. Where a group of 10 guys ate 99 hot dogs, drank 99 beers in 9 innings of play, and it got very sloppy to the tail end of things. But it was accomplished. It was accomplished. The only rule was Joey Chestnut could not eat any hot dogs. He could only drink the beer. He apparently drank 20 beers and was just feeling fantastic at the end of the night. And Joey Chestnut is a freak. Do you have the poll results we had?
We did have the poll, but it was a little bit different. It was like, do you believe that someone like Joey Chestnut can do a 99-9 challenge?
Yeah.
63% of the people that voted said, no way, too many beers.
Too many.
37 said, yeah, too easy.
Too easy. Adam, do you think Joey Chestnut could alone do 99 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings?
Oh, definitely not. I think his record this year was a little over 60 or 50, so no way. I mean, how many kids did this in the first place? Like 10 people, you said?
10 people in a group did 99 hot dogs with 99 beers total.
Yeah, so. There's no way, man.
Yeah,
no
I think he could do it. He could definitely do it.
I think the 99 hot dogs, because he can do 72 in like 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So but I think maybe part of the competitive eating side is the rapid nature of eating things. It's not the overtime, because
True.
I do believe that if you just let time pass as you're eating a lot of food, your body is trying to digest as it go. But if you do the rapid intake of food, it's like your body is so shocked at the idea of the amount of food that's going in you that it doesn't even know how to digest and do the regurgitating thing that's going on. It's very gross. I think this is science.
Your belly swells up. And
your belly's like
holds in the food.
Hold up. I don't have anything to take care of this right now.
Yeah, until you digest it.
But if you like eat 30 in one inning and then you eat like 20 in one inning, I just don't think the timing of it works because your body starts trying to break it down, and then it's like
your body will definitely reject it.
It'll start creating the gases and all the gross stuff that comes with that. So actually, I think in my mind, science-wise, I think my vote is no. I don't think anybody can accomplish a 99, 9, and 9
I
challenge.
could sure try.
It also depends on the weather. It depends where you at the baseball. If it's a sunny day, he is not taking down 99. It depends if it's cloudy or something like that.
You feel like it's better on a cold day? Like we're talking like 50-degree in a baseball game, like in October?
I want it to be hot.
You want to be hot? You want to be like 101 and like 80% humidity?
I want to be at your Chelsea Park at 5 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yes. On a Sunday.
On July.
Sitting in the only part that has sun, which is, I believe,
over by the
right field bleachers.
The right field bleachers over by the pool.
Splash pad area?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. Where do we go from here? Let's talk a little NFL before we dive into. We're halfway through our final hour of our show. So we talked about pressure and teams and pressure that teams have, and we discussed a lot about the Niners. Let's talk about the Rams, because I think the Rams are such a fascinating team going into this year, right? Because I think there's a lot of expectations with this Rams team. I think a lot of people obviously have the Eagles where they are, which is the number one team in the NFC. I think the gap is so close between the Lions and the Rams, in my opinion. I simply just have the Lions just a tick below because I think they really took a hit in the coaching staff, and I think they took a hit in some of the players that are returning on defense. I think their defense is a little more suspect to me than the Rams are, and the Rams improved in that sense. Where do you guys sit as far as the Rams are concerned? Are the Rams the second best team in the NFC, or do you think the Lions are the second best team? Because I think we all can agree the Eagles are the number one team in the NFC this year.
I think the Rams or the Lions, when you win it, everybody wants a little bit of your magic.
Mm-hmm.
So they take away parts of your magic, and I want to see if Coach has, the recruiting of other coaches that are left to see if he's going to come back and, be the same or have the same talent as before.
Yeah.
We saw that with the Niners when Salah was gone.
Now he's back.
Now he's back. But he was gone. There was a difficulty finding someone that could have that offense like he had it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's something like that with the Lions that's going to happen, and they might not be as good as they were before. The Rams are, they just keep going. They can't. They haven't been stopped yet, and they're finding themselves in a really good position. I think
I mean, they're set up really nicely. I think they're set up really nicely,
especially with the talent that they have.
They just, I feel like they haven't really diminished much in what they didn't really lose much from like a year ago. I mean, really,
more than
other than Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's the biggest name they lost, and let's be honest. I think we kind of had a net positive with adding Devontae Adams to Cooper Kupp.
If Cooper Kupp leaves and you added Devontae Adams,
that's a positive. That's
yeah.
a net positive in the game that you had as far as talent is concerned, just based off of what it was. And no offense to Cooper Kupp. Yeah,
he wasn't bad, but
it wasn't healthy.
If you get Adams, then there's a difference.
Adam, is it a hot take? Rams second best team in the NFC?
I think it is a hot take. I think the Lions are going to take it by a mile. Like watching the Lions and then watching the Rams last season was, I feel like, a 9-day difference.
You feel really. That's the first I'm hearing this.
No, yeah, because the Lions, I feel like we're able to just come up with things and make things happen on the fly. Like when you see like Jared Goff going up to the coach and asking like, should we go for this fourth down? You don't see many other teams like confiding in their coach or their quarterback to talk about it to that extent to where like they can just come up to things on the fly. And every time I watch the Rams, I just feel like underwhelming offense. I went to that one Rams game versus the Niners last year at SoFi Stadium towards the end of the season, and like
that was a rainy. You're talking at Levi's?
Oh, okay, that was at Niners. I'm thinking of the Rams versus the Cardinals. I went to that game at SoFi Stadium, and I felt like I was just watching a track race. Like with the Lions, you can either get an amazing catch by on Ross St. Brown, and then you can get an amazing run play from Gibbs or Montgomery. But I feel like with the Rams, you're sort of one-dimensional. If your running isn't working out, like I don't think your receivers are going to get that much success, in my opinion.
But I don't think the Rams' success is predicated on what their offense could do, because I think their offense is set up to just be above average no matter what. I don't think the Rams are successful because of their offense. I don't believe the Lions are successful because of their defense. I think the Lions' defense is as vulnerable as a unit can be in the NFL to me.
Yeah,
and even without Hutchinson. They didn't have Hutchinson, and I get it. And Hutchinson comes back, and that's a difference maker as far as that's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rams have like 4 Hutchinsons. They have like so many guys on the front line. To me, Jared Verse is a monster. Brandon Fisk is a monster. Kobe Turner, a monster. just naming a few of those guys that can make things happen for the Rams. And I'm going to be totally frank with you. If it wasn't a freaking blizzard last year in Philadelphia, I'm pretty sure the Rams would be playing in the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
I'm just fully convinced of that. I think they could have beat Washington at SoFi Stadium in the NFC Championship, and I really think they could have beaten a wounded Kansas City Chiefs team that went into New Orleans last year and played in that Super Bowl. So to me, the Rams as a body of work team, I trust McVay over Dan Campbell as a coach, and I trust him in the game flow of it. I trust Stafford just a little bit more of Jared Goff, because both of those guys won a Super Bowl over that. And so I know you talk about the rapport of the trust of Goff and Campbell in that sense, but I also really trust McVay and Stafford's trust in each other a little bit more. I know you characterize the Lions as a team that is very confided in themselves and really believes in what they're doing. I don't know if there's a better culture out there than the Los Angeles Rams, in my opinion, as far as players to trust in the lack of drama you see in this locker room from week in and week out, in my opinion. And I don't see any issues going into this training camp other than the idea that Matthew Stafford's just old. That's simply what it is. And maybe that's the only thing that's the question mark for the Rams. Can they go with a 37-year-old quarterback that can make things happen at this level and try to win a Super Bowl?
I do get to say that for someone looking from the outside looking in, it looks really good for the Rams. There's no injuries. There's no drama. Their contracts are all set up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's happy. Everybody seems, even when they talk about Matthew Stafford being old, yeah, he's old, but he can still play.
You want to hear a stat? You want to hear a stat? Matthew Stafford has the second most touchdown passes outside of the pocket last year. Can you name me the person who was above him? There's only one quarterback who did. It was Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson's a freak. And so for Matthew Stafford to be able to mobilize on the run, throw on the run, throw touchdowns on the run outside the pocket at 37 years old.
But he's doing that his whole entire career, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
his entire career.
The worry about him being old and a guy who can't move or mobilize, he is as crafty in the pocket as many there are not many quarterbacks to me that are craftier in the pocket than Stafford. I think Rodgers is crafty in the pocket. I think Brady was crafty in the pocket. I can't think of many other guys who could be in the pocket, feel the presence, and find a way to make a throw better than Stafford can.
Yeah, I was gonna
maybe
say,
Mahomes. I think Mahomes too.
I was going to say a couple of older players, but McNabb and
Vic,
definitely.
Yeah,
but from someone who's looking outside looking in, that team is ready to go out there and go for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Holding me back a little bit is just because when Detroit was playing last season, they rarely ever had their starter, like their defense, like their starters on. Like they were pulling like third, fourth strings or people from across the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, and with the Rams too, I'm pretty sure Stafford's hurt right now or injured. He's not playing in the training camp right now. And last time that was happening, where he was playing on an injury or he was downgrading it with his elbow, he was, I think, 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in
it wasn't great
in the season. So if Stafford's going to play, I think they should just be more careful with him because he's injured and not playing in the camp right now.
He wasn't great last year to start either. Like even last year when we supposedly had healthy Stafford. Here's where his stats were weeks 1 through 7. 232 passing yards per game, 20th in QBR. He had 3 touchdown passes through 7 weeks with 4 interceptions. What did he do from week 8 on? 9-3 record overall, 241 yards per game, 8th quarterback rating, and 21 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He threw, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not how you start, it's how you finish for this Rams team. And usually it's been like that for the last few years. And they have been on an incredible hot streak when it comes down to the start of the season. Can you imagine what they would be like if they had a great start and continued on? I don't see how this team isn't a Super Bowl contender in my mind, unless some things have to catastrophically go wrong. And I think the catastrophically go wrong is Stafford just not being available. And that's about it, because I think they have what it takes to win the NFC West, the NFC in total. As much as the Eagles are very good, there are days where I think this Rams team can be matching up with them in that aspect. The only question I have with this Rams team is how well they can stop the run. That is their issue, their kryptonite. They give up as many big runs as you possibly have seen last year in terms of that. So we'll see what they can do with it. They've added Poona Ford. They've drafted some linebackers. Josiah Stewart's a name that I've been seeing that's a lot of excitement around it. They've bolstered it with Ty Hamilton as a draft pick as well. So they're addressing those opportunities to boost up that front seven. And I'm excited to see what it looks like. I think McVay is he the second best coach in the NFL right now?
Probably.
Like, I'm trying to think of it right now, currently in the NFL. Is he the second best coach? I'm trying to think. Like Andy Reid and then McVay.
Yeah.
I think that feels safe, right?
I don't know. I don't.
It's off the top of your head.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't think. Maybe I have to look into it more, but off the top of my head, yeah, he's the number 2.
I would just say Dan Campbell in there too, just because of his energy.
I'm sorry, he needs a ring. I know he's good. He needs a ring. So that's where I'm at.
That's where you got to. That's what makes the difference.
It makes the difference. That's what matters. That's what matters in the NFL. All right, let's take a break. We'll wrap up the show next with a little bit of trivia and then give you out the schedule for the rest of the week. We'll be back on 1430 ESPN Fresno, the Valley's local sports leader.
From breezy linen to performance polos, the Patrick James Summer Collection defines cool, effortless style. It's where classic West Coast spirit meets modern refinement. Discover timeless looks from brands like Faraday, Johnny O, Martin Dingman, alongside staples from Tommy Bahama, Robert Graham, and our signature Patrick James line. Made for the man who values quality, confidence, and the art of dressing well. Patrick James, California's sophistication. On Shaw, inside Fresno's Fig Garden Village.
Mike Dermanuel Jr. of Hub International Insurance Group.
We're local, but our resources run all over the world. Leveraging the resources of a large organization, still living in the community, and really getting to know clients, that's the secret sauce of being really good in this industry.
Hub International. Learn more at hubinternational.com. License number 0757776.
If our clients succeed, we succeed.
Warmer days and special occasions are on the way. Is your wardrobe ready? Jones Cleaning Center has you covered. Fast, reliable, and hassle-free. Use Fresno's only 24-hour self-service pickup and drop-off drive-thru. Drop off by 9 a.m. and enjoy same-day service at no extra cost. From suits to sundresses and comforters to table linens, they'll get it all fresh and ready. Jones Cleaning Center, Fresno's top dry cleaning and laundry service for over 55 years. On Palm, just north of Herndon in Fresno, or online at jonescleaning.com.
Fresno Pacific University prepares you for a life and career beyond a degree. But what does beyond a degree mean to Valley students?
Class schedules that fit my schedule.
It means easily transferring credits so I can pick up right where I left off.
For me, it's getting a degree as quickly as possible.
Having a community that supports me.
Fresno Pacific University takes you beyond a degree. Now accepting applications at fpu.edu.
Central Valley, are you ready for a seamless car buying journey? Madera Toyota Chevrolet has you covered. With their 25-year, 250,000-mile warranty and everything priced under MSRP, you're always in for a great deal. Plus, enjoy their no-pressure policy and 2 years of free maintenance on new vehicles, their way of saying thank you for choosing them. And calling all truck lovers, explore their selection of rugged Silverados, powerful Tundras, and versatile Tacomas. Whatever your needs, they have the perfect truck for you. Visit them today at MaderaToyotaChevrolet.com, where every drive begins with trust.
At FFB, we know behind every business is a person. That's why we're more than a bank. We're a partner, a farming-focused bank for hard workers, a future-forward bank for big dreamers, and a family-friendly bank for the next generation of owners. From first ideas to major milestones, we're here to help you chase your goals and score big. So what can FFB mean for your business? Find out at ffb.bank. That's ffb.bank. FFB Bank. Let's win together.
Welcome to Banyan Tree, Fresno's favorite dispensary. Voted 2025's Best of Central California's People's Choice Award. Need some healing and relaxation? From flower to edibles, concentrate to vapes, we've got top shelf products at down-to-earth prices. Whether you're a seasoned smoker or just kinda curious, our knowledgeable staff will help you find your perfect match. So climb the Banyan Tree and see how high you can get today. Order ahead at banyantreefresno.com for quick and easy pickup. Banyan Tree, rooted in quality, grown in Fresno.
As of today, the 30% federal solar tax credit is still available for homeowners looking to save energy and money, but it's scheduled to be phased out on December 31st, 2025. The time to call Donald P. Dick is now, 255-1644. Let Mr. Cool show you how to drive down the cost of home energy. The deadlines for installing solar and taking advantage of the tax credits are December 31st. Call Mr. Cool at 255-1644.
Guys, are you ready for round 3? I would say California did well. Utah beat you up. So
yeah, Utah was rough.
So I'm going to say you guys are 1-1 today. So we'll see if you can go 2-1 today with Indiana.
Let's do it. I like Indiana.
You ready? You like the state of Indiana for you?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see if you like it after these 3 athletes here. Are you ready? All right.
Let's go.
Number 3. We're going to start. Interesting sport. 3-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, 1 of 10 drivers to win at least 3 Cup titles, and has 49 Cup Series wins, which is the 16th all-time.
Is it? Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Waltrip?
Waltrip? Waltrip is incorrect. Darrell Waltrip, not the name you're looking for. More clues? Are we looking for more clues?
I think NASCAR is something that comes with age.
Yes.
And I think I'm just not there yet.
You're not
Brad
there yet.
Pitt's the only guy I know so far.
Did you say Brad Pitt?
Brad, yeah, the new F1 driver, right? In the new movie?
Brad Pitt.
What?
That's the only guy I know, man. I have no clue about NASCAR.
Okay.
Let's move on.
In 2011, he became the first driver since 1992 to win a title as an owner and driver. And also the only driver ever to win a championship in both IndyCar Series and the NASCAR Cup Series.
Oh, that's IndyCar.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big clue.
I have a big clue as well after this.
My mind is racing right now.
Mm-hmm. He was racing as well. Famously drove a Home Depot car.
Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart. There you go. That's what you were looking for.
I had it. I because you said, you know, famously he was like
the Home Depot car is like where.
Well, the Home Depot gave it away
Yeah.
because I knew but he was already in my head. So
I didn't know he won IndyCar '97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what kind of like I was like, oh, who won? Yeah, okay.
He's the only driver also, by the way, to complete all 1,100 laps of the Indy 500 and then the Coca-Cola 600 in the same day.
That's
insane. That's insane.
But I mean, Tony Stewart was kind of insane.
Tony Stewart was kind of insane.
Tony Stewart. I believe he also killed a guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Allegedly. All right, number 2 athlete from Indiana. This player was elected in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2009. We're looking for an 11-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Team All-Pro, first-team All-Pro, won Defensive Player of the Year in 1993.
1993, Defensive Player of the Year.
So you're looking for like a 90s, 2000s defensive player.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Did he play for Indiana?
He did not play for the Colts. No, he did not. Famously, 2 different teams, I would say. Holds the NFL record for interception return touchdowns with 12 and the 3rd most interceptions in NFL history.
Oh, you threw me off with that one.
Yeah. You were thinking a linebacker or something like that, right?
Yeah, but you threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
He won a Super Bowl in 2000 with the Baltimore Ravens. Tick, tick, tick. Yeah, Adam's just giving us a blank stare over here.
Yeah, man. If I wasn't born yet, there's probably not a good
If I wasn't
chance
born yet, it's crazy.
I'm blanking on his name.
Shares a name with a famous Raider. Who also played in the secondary. Yeah?
I'm blanking.
You're looking for Rod Woodson.
Oh.
Rod Woodson's going to kill you, Jorge. Rod Woodson's going to kill you. I know you know Rod Woodson.
Yeah.
That's one.
Rod
That one
Woodson.
hurts.
I knew that.
That one hurts a lot.
I knew that, and I still, his name did not come up in my head.
Charles Woodson was like who the Raider I was.
That's what I was thinking, but I was
Yeah.
like, he's not the guy.
Yeah. All right, how about this last name here? Number 1 athlete from Indiana. Probably should get this one. NBA Hall of Famer, has won 3 titles, was named NBA Finals MVP twice, regular season MVP 3 times, all consecutively, and a member of the 92 Dream Team.
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Larry Bird. There you go. That is.
Good job.
You got me with the consecutive. I was like, okay, because I saw that not too long ago. I saw that he won straight titles.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Spent 3 seasons as coach of the Indiana Pacers, named Coach of the Year in the 97-98 season.
I think he's the biggest athlete from Indiana to ever come out of Indiana.
Oh, absolutely, by far. Led Indiana State to a national championship game in 1979, where they were beaten by his rival, Magic Johnson, in Michigan State. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, greatest rivalry in the NBA?
Yeah, by far.
Like I know,
individual,
yeah. I know. Maybe the newer heads will say LeBron versus Steph.
No,
but I just don't think that's equating to it. I think
Steph has too much of a win over
LeBron. LeBron only had the one, and really it was Kyrie. So
yeah,
I know LeBron had the block. I know that.
But if you see that rivalry between the Celtics and the Lakers, and it was basically a face-over franchise against a face-over franchise.
That's the only time I think
going at it
because Jordan never had guys he never had one other guy.
He just dominated so bad that
it was never a rivalry per se. Other athletes born in Indiana: Scott Rowland. How about that? Kenny Lofton, Tommy John, the guy the surgery was named after. Don Mattingly, Darius Garland, Zach Martin, Jackie Young, Skylar Diggins. Born in Indiana. There you go. Indiana is the final state of the day in our 50 states in 50 days. Tomorrow, we got 4 more states to get to. We got Arkansas, Delaware, Arizona, Massachusetts. So we're gonna Delaware's got some names. It surprised me for how small Delaware is. Delaware has some names for sure. I've known all of these names. So there you go. All right, guys. We're done here. We're wrapped up. A's baseball airing over on 790 right now, right, Jorge? We got A's and Rangers.
In the middle of the 4th.
Do we have an A score? Anybody got an A score for me? Real quick. Let me see if I can look it up. A's are down 1-0 at the end of 3. So you want to listen to the end of the A's game? That's over on 790. Like I said, Giants baseball, they won't be back until Friday. Giants are going to be home for the Mets. Good feelings back? I don't know. We'll see. We will have a road edition of Grizzlies baseball tomorrow, live from Modesto. So Grizzlies and Modesto, that's going to be a 6:25 first pitch live from there. Tim Slack will have the call, so we're excited to bring that back for you tomorrow, live on the road for you. So Grizzlies baseball back on the air tomorrow, 6:25 for pregame with a 6:40 first pitch. Guys, we'll be back at Fashion Furniture tomorrow. Appreciate you both behind the glass. Good show today.
Great show.
Great show, and we will be back tomorrow. Fashion Furniture, 3 hours. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock.
Summer is here in the Central Valley.